Odds are there will be a sixth different winner in 6 races at Mid-Ohio today, as there's only one former race winner in the field today. Cars are rolling off, and DJ, there's the playoff picture once again. Christopher Bell with all those playoff points. Somebody needs to start adding their own.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's what these drivers will look for. Playoff points, stage points. Other drivers just looking to try to break through and go to victory lane here this afternoon.
And we've talked about it all day. This is the opportunity that they've been looking for.
This is the opportunity race they've been looking for. Even though Justin Marks, that one winner that you talked about, starts back in 23rd. Don't count him out of this race. Very talented with a good race car. But these other Xfinity drivers, they understand. They're sitting outside that top 12. This is their opportunity. We saw Jeremy Clements do it at Road America last year. Who's going to step up and make that happen today? Who's going to be willing to use that front bumper like we saw Regan Smith do here a couple of years ago in that final corner of the race to get that win? I can assure you, this man that we're riding with right here, right now, Elliott Sadler there, that he's willing to do that. And I'm sure that Ryan Truex has no problem in doing whatever it's going to take to win.
And we'll get a good shot of it, too. That's on the right front bumper of Ryan Truex's car today. Hey, take us around this 2.3-mile, 13-turn road course, DJ.
Yeah, so last week we had a road course, similar distance, but it was only 7 turns. Very technical here. You get down, you've got a high-speed part of the track. Fastest part that we're going through right here, down to turn 4, downshifting there. You got to watch for the wheel hop, and a lot of wheel hopping. And overcharging the corners here gets you in more trouble than what it's actually worth. So we'll watch these drivers go around here today.
Slow down to go fast. I'm hearing that again, aren't I?
Exactly right.
Yep. We'll see how that works out for the 40 drivers lined up here today. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. We talked earlier, Austin Cindric, his second career pole, first on a road course, and Elliott Sadler to his outside. Best career start on a road course, although he's never won turning right and left.
Yeah, on road 2 here, Brandon Jones, a very good qualifying lap, finished 3rd in the Trans Am race just a little bit ago. And Cole Custer, very accomplished on the ovals. What can he do today?
Matt Tifft has finished 3rd twice in his career for a best, and one of them was right here. And Ryan Truex makes his first start at Mid-Ohio.
Justin Allgaier, he has won road course victory back in Montreal in 2012. Had a great run last week. Andy Lowett, maybe the most talented road course racer in this field today.
Hemrick finished runner-up here last year, still looking for that first career win. And the points leader, he just ran a TA2 race for the Trans Am Series and finished 6th. Has some laps here this day already.
Ryan Reed's been very positive about his race car and his abilities here to do well. Can he be the one to step up and go to victory lane here? Kyle Benjamin, first time here, but looked very impressive so far.
Alex Labbe, the Canadian, the 2017 Pinty Series champion, and to his side, doing double duty in Michigan, plus 40 points in the playoff standings above that cut line, Ross Chastain.
Tyler Reddick here finished 11th last week in his first road course start. And our man that we'll be talking to throughout the day, Brendan Gaughan, knows how to win on these road courses.
We've already said it today. Jeremy Clements, winner last year on a road course. Could he do it again here today? And Chase Briscoe, his first start here.
Kaz Grala starting back here in the 19th spot, but very good on the road courses. His first start here at Mid-Ohio, though. See what he can do. And Spencer Gallagher starting 20th.
And you're looking at those cars right there, including the red 15 on the right there. That's Catherine Legg from the UK making her first start in the series. DJ, there's a couple of drivers like Lally you mentioned and Catherine sprinkled throughout the field who would be considered the road course regulars, but not in these cars.
Yeah, what an outstanding job she did in qualifying. Now she's just looking to get that experience. But as we pointed out, we could go through here and somebody taking a gamble and putting themselves in the right spot. We're going to see different strategies throughout this afternoon. Who's going to step up and make it happen at the right time and go to victory lane?
See the rest of the 40-car starting field here. Getting a good look at their pit signs over there on the right. They are pitting in the normal direction for them this week. Last week at Watkins Glen, it was a bit reversed. So that challenge, anyway, has been reduced.
Yeah, it helps the drivers, but it's more of a help for these crews. And a lot of these drivers and teams won't have the crews they normally work with when they're in companion races with the Cup Series. So a challenge there, even though they are going in that proper direction.
Got some onboard cameras for you today. Hunt Brothers Pizza sponsoring this look, and also the foot cam. Elliott's shoes looking good there, DJ.
Oh, it's nice new shoes it looks like he got for this. But this is going to be fun to watch throughout the day.
Brendan Gaughan with the South Point onboard camera and the helmet cam right on top of his visor there. Gives us the best look ever in NASCAR.
Oh, my gosh. There's going to be a lot going on the start and restarts.
Ryan Truex carrying the leaf filter onboard camera, as well as that right front bumper cam. That one's going to be fun to watch all day. So we've already heard from our guys on pit road earlier today. Let's check back in with them. Here's Parker.
Well, Dave, DJ said it best. Don't count out Justin Marks. And not because he won this race back in 2016 in the rain, because he told me, hey, look, I was too loose in qualifying, but one thing I've noticed, he said I get less bummed going forward about bad qualifying performances, because when I get in the race, I just find a way to have top 5 speed. And he said last year, he qualified 21st, but by the end of stage 1, he was in the top 10. He said, if I can do that today, I know I have a chance to win, Kevin.
Parker, 2 might be the magic number for the one car of Elliott Sadler. Most know that he's finished second in the championship 4 times, including the last 2 years. He's finished second 7 times since his last win about 2 years ago, and he starts second today. But the real story is he wasn't even trying to qualify up front. They were setting up their car more for the long run, and he thinks he's really good in the long run. They were hoping to be in the top 3, 4, 5 rows. So watch for Elliott Sadler. He might get that first road course win today, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. We'll keep our eye on that. Let's check in one more time with our in-race analyst. DJ, why don't you dial up Brendan?
Hey, Brendan, Dale Jarrett, you got me?
Loud and proud, sir.
All right, hey, getting ready to start here. I know this is a very technical road course. Are there places to pass that you look at that this is the best place, or are you just going to pass them where you find them?
Now, this is a place that you got big, heavy braking zones, which, of course, you pass in braking zones. But don't put it past people to come through these S's right here and get aggressive. When you miss one of them and you get pushed offline, it's real easy to make a move and try to put somebody offline there. So I'll make them wherever I can find them. But you know you got the big passing zones. But I have a question. Are they even starting on driver's left or driver's right? Because I missed that part.
Dale Jarrett and I are looking at each other, and so we're not exactly sure at this point, because I don't know what's right and what's left.
It's driver's right.
There you go. You got your answer, Brendan. Hey, one more thing from you. You hustled that car a lot in qualifying. You going to drive it like that all day long?
I have to. I mean, I should settle it down a little bit and not have to hustle it quite so bad. But you know what? It's road racing, and I don't have many chances. So, Burns, if I got to drive it that hard all day, I'll drive it that hard all day and come out smelling like a rose at the end.
You always do. We're going to have fun watching you. Have fun out there today, my friend.
Thank you, everybody from home. Let's have some fun today. Pit road lights.
That is Brendan Gaughan, the in-race analyst. And you know, DJ, it seems like there's always one more question you want to ask when you're going road course racing, and there it was.
Yes. I guess we could have just told him to go the opposite side of the driver that was starting ahead of him.
Well, I'm still confused whether the camera's in front or behind. Then it makes a difference, too. So, hey, catch all the action of NBC on NASCAR and NBC with the NBC Sports app. You can get closer with alternate camera angles, driver stats, and track information. It may even tell you whether or not the even cars start on the inside or the outside. You went around the track earlier, DJ. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here regarding the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Just about 2.3 miles long.
Yep, 75 laps today, stages 20, 20, and 35.
Possibly some strategy there where it relates to...
Yeah, it gets into that. You can see our fuel window here, 31 to 33. But we've seen drivers and we've seen a lot of cautions in that final stage of this race over the years. It tells me that you can pit somewhere with basically 40 laps to go and still be okay if things go as normal.
Well, the last 3 races, and remember, stage racing only began last year, but in the previous 2 years as well, in the final third of the race, there have been 12 to 15 caution laps, which count about twice as much as green flag laps as far as fuel consumption goes.
Yeah, so if you really want to make a gamble, which some of these drivers and teams are going to have to do to try to get that win, then you get in sometime with 4 laps go. So you'd be looking at basically one pit stop today. We're going to see a lot of them pit after the first and second stage and go from there, but we're going to see some take some chances there in trying to secure that win.
Parker, what do you think?
Well, guys, I was just listening to your strategy talk there, and I think talking to a lot of teams, there's 2 options here in the first stage. One is that you don't care about those stage points because you're going to protect your track position. So you're going to pit before the end of the stage. Therefore, when all the people that stayed out to get the stage points pit, you go back to the front. And then all the teams have told me they have to go and pit at the stage break of stage 2 because, as you said, their fuel window is about 33 laps, 35 if they stretch it, and maybe some of those Fords can go a little further than the others. But yeah, that's definitely a very tight fuel window there at the end.
Very interesting.
I think Steve Letarte would say some crew chiefs need to get up on the pit box and gamble a little bit here.
He always is asking for them to do something different, right?
That's right.
If you're going to win, sometimes you got to outdo what everyone else is trying. Final pace lap. Lights been turned off on the pace car. And as they circle around here one more time, the fans getting a good look at them. The hillside's covered in race fans, which is fun to see here. The vantage points are what's so cool about road course racing.
Yeah, and this is one of the toughest turns 1 to turn 2 of anywhere that you go on a start and then the restarts with these double files, where we're going to see people out in the grass and just trying to make every maneuver that they possibly can to move forward and to stay out of trouble.
So, you know, DJ, today there are a number of people following on Twitter the @Xfinity handle, because Dale Jr. and friends are watching this race, and apparently there's a party word that includes wheel hop.
Wheel hop.
Yeah, so just
so if we say wheel hop a lot,
yeah, they're gonna have a fun time.
Oh yeah, okay.
So these cars probably won't wheel hop coming to the green, but they may in the first turn.
It will be shortly after that. Maybe not turn 1, but by turn 2 we'll certainly see them wheel hop.
Pace car comes to pit road. Austin Cindric, his first road course pole in that blue 22, will lead them to green. Green flag is out at Mid-Ohio. Heading down to the keyhole. Very important U-turn on this race course. Everyone getting it right so far. Great aerial shot, and look at the lead already for Cindric.
Yeah, I think Elliott Sadler was satisfied there just to let Austin Cindric take off and go. He knows that's the fastest race car here, and just settle in and get a good spot and protect and be able to settle into how you want to run this race.
Too wide back through here. The 9 of Reddick, the 18 of Benjamin, they single it out.
Yeah,
now the technical section here, DJ.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. There's places you can run too wide, but they're getting into a part that too wide is going to be very, very difficult.
Although our in-race analyst was doing it. There's Brendan going too wide through there.
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose. I love his just go-for-it attitude. You put him in this position where he doesn't have to worry about anything.
Making his first start in the Xfinity Series, Dylan Murcott is off in the 55 car. He stuffed it in the tire barrier pretty good.
There's been a lot of contact with him. We don't see that.
Caution is out. Yep. Yeah, you're right. It takes a lot of doing. Look at that.
So you can see the whole left side.
He's bounced off hard.
Like he's been against a barrier there from the left side.
Window net coming down, and you'll see in our replay, kind of late in the replay, you'll get a look at the 55. Bottom of the screen, that's the turn 4 fastest part of the course.
See, against that tire barrier that runs down the left side too, and then head on into those tires. It's almost like he lost the brakes early on.
Cleanup beginning at Mid-Ohio, just underway. The leader is Austin Cindric. NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Jardiance and Pagliflozin tablets, and by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR, and by Shell Rotella, the engine oil that works as hard as you. Under caution for the first time today at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course for Dylan Murcott's damaged 55 car. The 26-year-old from New York got into trouble coming to the fastest portion of the course, Dale, and not sure exactly how he got off course, but once he did, he was trying to slow the 55 down the best he could.
Yeah, and we've had a report that he did lose his brakes there, which is what it looked like.
At that point, he knows, and now it's time to do something.
Yeah, minimize the damage as much as you possible. So
scrubbed off on the left side there, and then thankfully was slowed down by that much before he got to the tire barriers.
He would have loved to have had some wheel hop there, but with no brakes, you can't do that.
That's right. So making his first start here this afternoon, there is one other driver who has never started in the Xfinity Series. That is a driver of the 15 car, Catherine Legg. Full-time driver in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Challenge is Catherine, and look at that beauty she gets to drive, an Acura. She's been very good, including winning at Belle Isle. Catherine's done a lot of things in motorsports. I met her when she was doing Formula Atlantics, I think in 2006 or 7. And Kevin, she's very accomplished at road racing.
Yeah, she's driven just about everything. A lot of oval racing, too, including a couple of Indianapolis 500s. But this is all new. She said she's wanted to do this ever since she first came to America, was watching in the UK NASCAR as a little girl. But she comes in with really no expectations, no testing, not even any simulator time, just a little bit of watching video and talking to friends like Andy Lally and Justin Marks. Boris Said has been here helping her, and she's tough on herself. She still wanted to do a little bit better in qualifying, 22nd, but all things considered, she's doing pretty well, and she said she feels a little bit better every time she gets in the car.
Kevin, thanks for that. And she's very self-effacing as well. DJ admitted that when she was following a car in the rain or in the practice yesterday, actually expected the rear taillights to come on when the driver in front of her hit the brakes. And then she realized, in her words, that they were stickers.
They were stickers, yeah. But I'm telling you, I know she probably expected or wanted to do more in qualifying. I thought she did just an outstanding job.
Fantastic.
She gave us an interview yesterday that was very good. Her expectations of what today is about making laps, learning to drive these stock cars, and learning how to pass with them, because that's something that's totally different, too, in trying to pass with these cars. So a lot of things that she'll have to go through, but really good.
Speaking of interviews, let's check in with our in-race analyst, Brendan Gaughan. Hey, Brendan, it's Dave up in the booth. As soon as you guys got to the technical section of the track, we said it's not a good place to go too wide, and there you were, side by side with someone. How's it going so far?
I told you, pass where you got to make it work. If that's where it is, that's where I'll make it work. Just standard, you know, when you pack up, you got to take advantage of those situations. That's why restarting is so much fun in the initial start. Take advantage of them again, try to get a few more on the next one.
Hey, Brendan, as a driver, you're all amped up and ready to go, and you get the green flag, but you only get to go 5 or 6, 7 corners. What's it like then to have to get yourself back ready and poised for another restart?
Yeah, you know, you do like to get into a rhythm, and I've always been accused of being a rhythm driver, so it does break that rhythm, but feel pretty good about passing a few cars early, got some juices flowing. You just got to relax, you know, kind of plan it again, hope it goes the same way where we can make up some ground, but you know, the further up you get, of course, it's going to be tougher to pass.
Can you relax more than you normally are relaxed?
No, this is not me normal. You know me, I'm kind of the clown. I feel very relaxed when I'm behind the wheel of a race car. So I just love the fact I get to still do it.
We'll check back with you later. Enjoy.
Having fun.
Brendan Gaughan, the in-race analyst, and we'll be checking in with him as often as we can. You see the field forming up behind the pace car, 2 by 2 once again. Austin Cindric, the blue 22, he will be the control car. He is supposed to fire off first once he gets to the restart zone.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of the same thing. I think Elliott Sadler will treat this the same way. He understands how fast that 22 car is. So if he tries to even beat him or outbrake him, he knows that in the next few corners, as fast as Austin Cindric is, that could create a side-by-side situation that he loses more spots than that. So I think that you'll see him try to take off with the 22 and get a lead out there to where he can settle in second. Parker?
Well, DJ, and look how they're lined up there. Obviously, one of Elliott Sadler is going to be the outside of turn 1. Austin Cindric took the inside, but don't think that is the line that you want to be in, because if you watch this racing last year, Daniel Hemrick made many restarts where Elliott Sadler was and was able to beat that 22 car of Sam Hornish last year through turn 1. So let's see which lane is preferred here.
Clean restart for Cindric. He leads the field to turn 1.
Cole Custer was the man that was only right there. Got a really nice start as Cindric took off and took that second spot away from Sadler.
Now Sadler looks to the side of the red and white car. He can't quite do it. To the outside, here comes Justin Allgaier.
Wow, what a move by Allgaier.
Heavy braking, looks like he might take second. Doesn't have the preferred line here, but a nice launch off of turn 2. Is that smoke coming from the back of the double zero of Custer?
Yeah, I wonder if Elliott Sadler got into the back just enough that he's got a rub there.
Oh, yeah, more than enough. So the double zero of Cole Custer, the red and white car there, could be in trouble. How often do those work themselves out, DJ?
Yeah, they can't, but usually if it's on the side, and this looks like that it might actually be down into the actual tread of the tire. there's obviously no tread there, but the flat surface of the tire there, that where it may be rubbing.
Pay attention to the 00 as the 2 of Tiff now wonders if he needs to give him some room. Yeah, that's down. That tire is down for Cole Custer. No, not yet. Just out of control. See on the upper left, laps counting down to the end of stage 1. 20 laps scheduled. The leader is still Austin Cindric. Allgaier behind him. This is third place Cole Custer with a damaged Ford Mustang.
Yeah, and I think what happened there, Custer got a great start there and was able to get that spot. But as he went down to turn 2, where it's a heavy braking, then he was at a bad angle because he was trying to make sure that Elliott Sadler didn't get back to his inside in the entrance to that corner. Got slowed down a little too much and more than what Elliott Sadler anticipated, and it created some contact.
Side by side for 6th that's just been gone back to single file. That's Truex under fire from the yellow car of Brandon Jones. And now to the inside comes Daniel Hemrick.
And those are opportunities that you can look for as a driver. But do you set yourself up then for the next corner to where you're in the wrong position once again? Daniel Hemrick has to settle back in behind Brandon Jones.
Truex has cameras all over that race car. He's got one off the back too, DJ. Great looks from the 11 car this afternoon. Behind them, that orange car, that's Andy Lally in the 90, trying to make a pass on the 16 of Ryan Reed. Oh. Jones off course. Hemrick takes advantage.
Oh, Jones around.
Big time trouble for Brandon Jones. They get stacked up and Lally has nowhere to go. The 90 comes to a complete stop and now gets it going again, trying to see if the 19 of Jones can get it fired, still under green. And he is going to, and join the rear of the field.
Trying to see if he had a tire down or if it was just a matter that he got off into the grass, had that on his tire, and then tried to go a little too hard. So he took one mistake and compounded it into another.
Still got grip there, but then right in the middle of the corner.
Yeah, he was just trying to not lose another spot after he had made a mistake.
Get Lally had to come to a complete stop.
How about our in-race analyst, Brendan Gaughan? See everything happen right here.
Down to the inside, through the grass.
Yeah, Brendan did a nice job. He only lost maybe one spot there.
So still under green.
Yep.
And the 19 of Jones goes all the way back to the end of the field. 36 right now listed for Jones. And problems with the drivers that went through the grass, Dale, that can mount itself up pretty quick.
It can. Yeah, you want to make sure that you don't have grass, and they'll be looking on your grill because it can create overheating situations.
Austin Cindric has led every lap so far in the blue 22. Team Penske going for yet another road course win and yet another at Mid-Ohio. They have 2.
Yeah, and haven't really seen any more smoke from this 00 of Cole Custer, so it looked like that everything may be okay. I think we might have a replay to show exactly how all of this took place.
So this was on the restart, Dale.
See, right? Oh, yeah, so it wasn't going in right there. It was just that he got a little bit loose. Sadler was back in the throttle, ready to go from that side, and just a little contact.
And Cole couldn't bleed out to exit that turn because the 7 of Allgaier was there. Kevin?
And Cole Custer has said nothing so far, and he's not dropping any position, so obviously it's not impacting him at this point enough where he needs the crew to be ready to make any changes. They'll take a look at it, but so far so good for Custer.
It's probably not something he can see and know that much of. He might can smell that sometimes if he's doing that, but it only looks like the problem created whenever he runs over the curbing.
Cole Custer holds down the 3rd position now. Appears to be just fine for the moment. Justin Allgaier trying to chase down Austin Cindric at Mid-Ohio. Welcome back to coverage of the Rock and Roll Tequila 170 from the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. 75 laps scheduled today. The first couple of races here, 90 laps, Dale. Now that was a long day. The last 3 have been 75 lappers. And the stages today, 20, 20, and 35.
Yeah, which still can turn into a long day. A lot of work around here. We talked about the 13 turns. You know, obviously that requires your attention, all the shifting that you have to do when you encounter all of that, and then trying to figure out exactly where to pass, and especially for young drivers like Christopher Bell, who, even though he has the most wins in the series and is in a good position as far as season-long points and regular season points to gain those bonus points, playoff points, you know, today is about learning more. You know, I know he would like to win because that's what he goes every weekend to do, but it's more about just learning and not hurting yourself. That's really the only thing that he could do here today is hurt himself by making a mistake as far as the regular season points go.
On the other side of that, we looked at the 7 car as a driver who would really be able to help himself today with the consistency he's shown on road courses and the potential to win.
Yeah, I think he knows how to win. He's done it before. Again, had a very good race at Watkins Glen last week. Was running third late in the race, and then got up to second when Brad Keselowski kind of overdrove turn 1 in trying to pass his teammate there, and then Justin got passed for coming off the last corner by A.J. Allmendinger, but very capable of winning and understands exactly what it takes. But the bonus points that go along with winning, the playoff points there, could really help Justin Allgaier in looking ahead to the playoffs.
Matt Tifft holds down 4th position in the 2 car, Kevin.
And that's another guy that could win. Remember, he was on the brink of winning at Road America last year, finished third here last year. Loves this track, not just because it's a home race. He grew up not too far from here driving go-karts. He's from the Cleveland area, but he thinks this is the road course on the schedule that suits his style the most, and it's definitely a home race. He said he's got at least 50 to 60 people that he knows of that are here. So I said, how many tickets are you responsible for? Well, you got to be a blood relative. I took care of those people. The rest of my friends, they're on their own. But he's in for a good one here today.
Well, they might be out there somewhere having a big time, Kevin. You see the Indians on the side of his car. He's not just a huge fan and from this state. Actually got to throw out the first pitch the other night, Dale.
Oh, that's always a lot of fun. Really cool that they allow him to come do this, and especially when you're a big fan of that. I can tell you, though, it's a little nerve-wracking. It's not what you do, you know, and seems like it'd be easy enough to throw a strike up there.
Whole goal is don't put it in the dirt, and he didn't
do that.
Yep. Have you ever thrown a first pitch?
I have, yes.
Did you nail it?
The catcher called it, I'll say that. It didn't hit the ground either, so.
It didn't wheel hop?
Nope.
Okay.
Didn't wheel hop.
No wheel hop. Matt Tifft currently in 4th. Behind him, the 1 car, that's the green and white car. That is Elliott Sadler. And I talked to Tifft way too early last week at Watkins Glen. That was from the Infield Care Center. Not where he wanted to end his day. Meanwhile, second place is heated up a little bit. Cole Custer's caught him.
A little damage on the right rear, not bothering Cole Custer at all.
Nope, and you do, even if you have an idea, Dale, that there's something going on back there, you just kind of put it out of your head until you have to deal with it, right?
Yeah, and you know, he's probably, we haven't seen very few times that there's been any smoke, so he's not smelling anything there. His spotter's not telling him that it's rubbing at any point in time, so he's just driving it like everything is taken care of.
A little bit of a parachute effect right there. I don't know if aerodynamically if that matters or not. He seems to be keeping up pretty well with Justin.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of drafting down this long stretch here.
Banging down through the gears, taking a right-hander, and then going uphill. The elevation changes here, Dale. One of the things that we like most about Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that really struck me whenever the first time that I went, to see just how much up and down, especially as you crest some of these, that it's kind of a blind spot as a driver. So if you're not in a big pack, that part's okay, but the car wants to get really light at that point, and it makes it very more difficult, or a lot more difficult and very challenging at those parts.
Lifting off the tops of those hills. 8 to go in the stage. So some thought here to perhaps, if you're not that much better than the guy in front of you, just sort of holding station.
Yeah, I think that would be one thing. You know, it's neither one of these drivers obviously are worried very much. You see a little bit of smoke come there, but that could have been from locking up the brakes a little more than from the right rear. But see exactly what's this going to bring? Who's going to make a strategy call here late, and see exactly kind of what everybody's thinking. This is going to kind of set up what everybody is thinking about doing for the rest of this race.
That is the 6th place car. You're on board with Ryan Truex. safely through the keyhole, Parker.
Right, Dave. This is a really strong run for Ryan Truex. He's never been to Mid-Ohio except for a couple laps years ago when he was testing for Marcus Ambrose, basically getting the car ready for him back in 2013. But guys, how about this for added pressure? This is the home race of his team owner, Matt Collick, and the home race of his sponsor, Leaf Filter. So guess what? There's 330 Leaf Filter employees and friends and family here on the front stretch cheering him on. I got to think first time out of place, although he loves road courses, that's a lot of pressure on the young man.
Bet he signed about 300 autographs today, DJ.
Probably so, at least, yes.
Ryan Truex has upped the program at Collick Racing this year. They already have as many top 10s this year as they had more than the past 2 years, almost combined. Careful here, coming up on a slower car. So it's mission going in the right direction for Ryan Truex this season. We're going to go NASCAR nonstop, so you'll see all the action from Mid-Ohio.
Ah, another truckload of Toyotas. What a sight.
Yeah, during Toyota's national clearance event, we've got the last of the 2018s. And super low APR financing.
Maybe that's why they go so fast.
Okay, that's got to be a record.
Right now at Toyota's national clearance event, you can get incredible deals on the last of the 2018s. Offers end September 4th. To learn more about all our great deals, visit Toyota.com.
Save on the last of the 2018s. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Today we're opening more than 150,000 locations called Domino's Hotspots. You can finally get Domino's delivered to every single one of them. Get 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas delivered for $5.99 each.
Domino's Hotspots. Delivery to parks, beaches, and other outdoor locations near you.
Hey, Dad, what are you doing? Kevin here says Mobile One annual protection is proven to protect for 20,000 miles.
It'll save you a lot of time.
And what do I always say about time?
Well, you say there's not enough time in the day, and then you sigh loudly, and then you say your shins hurt. Hey, with all this extra time...
Sorry, buddy. Kevin and I have a tea time at 11.
20,000 miles between oil changes guaranteed. Mobile One annual protection. Available at these locations.
If you didn't get your wireless plan from U.S. Cellular, you've probably been blown away by hidden fees, too. And not in a good way! They hit you with activation fees and monthly connection charges. Then they throw in data overages. But U.S. Cellular has no hidden fees. Plus unlimited data for $40 a month. Right, my man? So get U.S. Cellular with a stronger signal in the middle of anywhere.
Today we're opening more than 150,000 locations called Domino's Hotspots. You can finally get Domino's delivered to every single one of them. Get 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas delivered for $5.99 each.
Domino's Hotspots. Delivery to parks, beaches, and other outdoor locations near you.
Green flag in the air, we're underway. This season.
Oh, what a great move right there.
40 drivers.
Here they come.
He's got it righted.
Compete.
Oh, it's a risky move right here. Contact.
Oh, wrecking behind them. And decide.
Unbelievable finish.
Who will rise to the top?
How about that?
When injuries ravaged Ken's team, he went out and found the next big-name player in little-known running back Kiko Jones-Parker Jankovic Jones-Parker III. Feel the winds, Kenneth.
You didn't miss a thing in NASCAR Nonstop. Welcome back to live coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series from the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. You saw Brandon Jones pit from the rear of the field to get Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. Daniel Hemrick is in. Parker?
Right, guys, he pits out of the 7th place position right now. He's been struggling with rear grip inside that 21 car. They're actually going to do a rubber change here, and this is what his crew chief, Danny Stockman, told me they were going to do. They were going to forego stage points in this first stage to save that track position going towards the second stage. 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel for the 21 car of Daniel Hemrick.
What do you think of that strategy, Dale?
Yeah, you know, they knew this and had it planned out as exactly what was going to be best and beneficial for them.
Kevin?
Brendan Gaughan is also one of those. Obviously, he's not concerned about stage points, not full time, so he's thinking about a race win, trying to pick up some positions. So he will make his first stop of the race as we watch his onboard, and he comes back out, and now he'll wait for some to still take here in the next minute or two, the others at the end of the stage. And the strategy, like Parker said, I'm hearing most saying they don't care about the stage points, they'll come in. But I was being told by many, unless we're in the top 3 or 4, then we might stay out. Christopher Bell is one of those that said, no, we want the stage points. We're safely in the playoffs, as we think we see Justin Allgaier and some others coming into the pits. And there's Cole Custer coming down.
Yeah, Kevin Allgaier waved off. Custer dove in. You see Andy Lally now exiting in the 90 car. There's Custer. And NASCAR will close pit road with 2 to go in the stage, so we're almost to that point. You can see on the left there the cars that are pitting. And Custer has done a little tug on that fender to make sure that nothing else happens with that car.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity for them to take care of that and make sure that they have no issues from that point forward.
So it looks like the majority of the field likes this, hey, let's pit before the end of the first stage.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting too. We've seen Austin Cindric be the very best when he's out front. What's going to happen, because if this all plays out, he's going to be, as after he makes his pit stop, back in and have to pass some cars. So we're going to see what the driver with the best car is going to be able to do in traffic.
See Kyle Benjamin coming back out. So Austin Cindric has one more opportunity right here if they want to do it before NASCAR closes pit road. Team Penske 22 takes the opportunity. He'll dive to pit road. We'll see how quickly they can get their work done and how he rejoins the field. Parker?
And guys, there's not been many complaints on the radio from the 22. He says the call is peachy right now. So whatever that means in terms of their code words on the 22 for Team Penske, obviously been leading, taking care of the rear tires in that car. It's going to be 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. Maybe an air pressure adjustment, but we'll see what peachy means here.
But Justin Allgaier has not taken that opportunity, Dale. He stays out.
Ian Sadler. Brian Truex, looks like.
Brandon Jones trying to unlap himself the old-fashioned way in the 19 car there. He is in the free pass position at this moment.
Which would be big to him to get by here and not have to be that free pass, because you still free pass, you have to start behind everyone. He can unlap himself here then as other drivers go to pit road. If he's able to catch up quick enough, that may allow him to make up a few more spots.
That is why the 19 of Jones is chasing the leader so hard. No, he's not on the lead lap. And so Justin has to be careful here. If he sees something like this, he may just want to give way. No way. Mentioned it earlier, Jones was on track earlier today in a TA2 car, Trans Am type car, had a spirited battle with Christopher Bell. So he's practiced this move a lot.
He's in another spirited battle also. So far, Justin Allgaier able to hang on. So you can see even new tires on a good car isn't a huge advantage here. So will this open some eyes as to what other people may think about doing as this race moves forward.
Jones taking a peek, letting Allgaier know he's there, but good entry by Allgaier. Diamonds the corner just a little bit, and now back down to the apex at the exit.
If he gets the chance, we're going to see just how important this might be to Brandon Jones at this point in time.
High-speed section, final lap of stage 1 at Mid-Ohio.
Allgaier's been really good on the exit of the corner, so he's able to put a little bit of gap and not give Brandon Jones that opportunity to get to his rear bumper.
Oh, he's there now. Down the hill to 6.
Good corner by Jones there. See if he can take advantage.
He's going to do it right here. Brandon Jones side by side trying to unlap himself. Allgaier gets a good jump about that corner. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. 2 corners to go. Justin Allgaier is going to win stage 1 at Mid-Ohio. free pass will go to Brandon Jones.
I'm sure that's a lot more work that Justin Allgaier wanted than what he wanted to do at the end of that, thinking that he was just going to be out kind of cruising with a nice lead on second and third place cars.
For sure. That's the 5th stage win of the year for the 7 team. Of course, they get a playoff point for that. Carries on through the rounds of the playoffs as far as they go. So there he is. Now Justin will have a chance to hit pit road or not. It'll be his option when we come back to Ohio. Get NASCAR coverage when you're on the go with NASCAR Mobile. The official app of NASCAR puts race coverage and live in-car cameras at your fingertips. Try out the premium features, including live driver audio, enhanced telemetry, and an ad-free experience by signing up for a free 7-day trial. Search NASCAR in your app store or visit NASCAR.com/mobile. Justin Allgaier won that stage. DJ, let's see if we can dial him up.
Hey, Justin, Dale Jarrett, you have a minute to talk?
That's the 76.
Didn't quite understand.
Just an entry of 9. The 90 cars sit driver's left right as you enter the corner. Sit, stop. Copy.
Yeah, pre-pit stop. We'll let him get his work done there. He's one of few that have not pitted, Dale.
Yep. See how this strategy for he and Elliott Sadler and Ryan Truex, Ross Chastain works out with this.
Good job by Truex. And there's the 90 car of Andy Lally. Lally is stopped right there. See if he has a problem or if the field is collecting him.
He had gone by too at the end of the day. I saw him come by Justin Allgaier, so they're just stopping him to get him in his right place.
As they were with the 19 car. So you saw many of the pit stops. There goes the free pass car. That's the 19 of Brandon Jones. He will get back on the lead lap. Meanwhile, several crews await their cars coming down pit road, including the stage winner, Justin Allgaier. Elliott Sadler, his teammate. 35 miles per hour down pit road for safety. Let's head down to Kevin Lee.
It's an easy in for Justin Allgaier after his 5th stage win of the season, looking to pick up bonus points. They're going to do 4 good years. Sunoco Fuel, remember he's won on a road course before, and he was the highest finishing Xfinity regular, 3rd at Watkins Glen last week. Good stop for Allgaier, Parker.
And Kevin, those points for Elliott Sadler finishing second at stage were important. He came to this race 4 points behind the leader. Daniel Hemrick had a big point swing there. He's going to do 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco Fuel and hopefully tighten up that car. Just a little lacking rear grip. Justin Allgaier will win the race off pit road.
You see pretty much everyone taking on those 4 Goodyear tires to make it around mid-Ohio. We mentioned how Justin Allgaier has been good this season. It's been a career year for him. The campfires, the laughs, the racing, the music, the sights, smells, and the check it off your bucket list items. Fierce clashes and heart-stopping finishes are hallmarks of one of NASCAR's most popular races, Under the Lights. Be sure to get your tickets to yet another epic battle inside the last great Coliseum. It's Bristol, baby. That's next week. Visit NASCAR.com/tickets to purchase your tickets today. Any wheel hop at Bristol, DJ?
You bet. You hope not. Only to miss a wreck and things like that, you get a little bit of that.
That could be bad. Hey, why don't we go down trackside here? The 3 car is running in the 11th position. Hey, Brendan, it's Dave up in the booth. You got a minute to talk?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're seeing a couple of different strategies out there. You pitted on lap 16. Are you confident of what they're calling for you down there, Nick Harrison and the boys?
Well, yeah, I put us in this position. I had a really bad first stage, lost a bunch of spots, went off a couple times, and we got real loose. So that was the position we were in. So that's when you have great crew chiefs and great teams. They change on the fly, and that's what we had to do. And I like the move. We're going to see what we have to do during this stage to get ourselves up front for stage 3.
Hey, Brendan, when you talk about it being loose on a road course, what are your options as far as making adjustments?
Not a whole lot. Right now we put a bunch of air pressure into the rear tires. Would have liked to have pushed some rubbers in, but we didn't have time. So we're just going to have to make do with the air pressure, maybe some track bar, wedge adjustments, and let Nick figure that part out, because that's what he gets paid to do.
Lights off on pace car. We're going green this time. Going green.
Here the spotters jumping in there. They're like, okay, yeah, this in-race analyst is a great thing, but we're going racing. Lights are off on the pace car. There's the 22 of Cindric. He is on the front row along with Matt Tifft as they come back to green at Mid-Ohio. There's Cole Custer again right there behind Cindric. Boy, that's tight.
Boy, another great restart for Cole Custer. But Matt Tifft, it looks like we're going to hang on to that second spot right now.
Position 2 goes to the 2.
Oh, they're 3 wide.
Yeah, or 4. Way down on the bottom, Jeremy Clements in the blue and white 51. He's going to get the advantage over the other 3, and Justin Allgaier is off and in the grass. Allgaier, the stage 1 winner, the big loser right there.
Yeah, it looked like he might be a big winner, and you can put 4 cars out there wide. You can't race them that way, though.
Catching his breath now, and Justin Allgaier all the way back to 19th. See how this got started, Dale. Coming off of the first corner down to turn 2.
Yeah, you can see Justin Allgaier just saw an opportunity to get there, but there just wasn't room at that point in time. But that's what this racing is about. How aggressive do you want to be?
Justin Marks in the yellow 42. The white 18 was Kyle Benjamin. And way down to the inside, we mentioned that Clements got through clean in the 51. Kevin.
And I think the team and Jason Burdett saw that this is a possibility during this caution after this stage. He said, well, we hope that stage point and the playoff point was worth it, because you're probably not going to enjoy this stint very much, meaning restarting in 13th back with a lot of traffic, and it caught up with Allgaier right there.
Yeah, now it'll be interesting to see if maybe Jason Burdett changes his strategy in looking at this stage 2, being back where they are. Is he going to try to pit this early and try to make it from that stop and make it forward, as others may choose to pit at the end of the stage, or exactly what's going to happen there? So I'm sure that Jason Burdett and his people are sitting there and calculating right now exactly what they may do from this position.
Our in-race analyst pointed that out. Crew chiefs changing on the fly when things happen on the road course, and they just did to Justin Allgaier. There's a good look at Jason Burdett.
Yeah, Jason's been around this sport a long time. Actually worked on my championship team in 1999. Worked with us at Robert Yates Racing for a long time. Very smart, understands this. He and Justin have a great relationship and understand each other. Justin has full confidence in what he wants to do. So if he changes the plan right here, he's going to go along with that, and they'll make the most of that plan.
Mark it down, a changing moment for Allgaier at Mid-Ohio today. Not much has changed for the driver of the 22 car. Except for the pit stop cycle, he's led every lap.
Yeah, and as I spoke that he may be back in traffic, they employed that strategy that didn't put their driver with the fastest race car here in that position. So we'll see as this unfolds, is someone or some other teams going to make some strategy plays. It's quite clear right now that if you let him be in this position, you're probably not going to beat this 22 car and driver today.
Good look from our aerial view once again. This is a huge complex. The race course itself just 2.3 miles, but 13 turns, the highest speed portion they're heading to now, and then back to a very elevation changing technical portion of the track.
Yeah, and I don't mean to say that what Austin Cindric has there with the fastest car, that's easy by any means, because it's still, as you point out, very technical racetrack. And sometimes when you have the best car, that adds even more pressure to a young 19-year-old in this position for his first time in an Xfinity race. So, but he's doing an outstanding job to this point.
Set back to pit road and Kevin Lee.
And keep in mind, Christopher Bell already had 45 laps in him when he got through the day from the Trans Am race, and those cars are hotter than the stock cars, than the Xfinity cars. He's one of a few that did that, and he looked spent when he got out of that car. But 15 minutes later, and this is the beauty of youth, right before he climbed in this car, he said he felt pretty good again. And this is the best he's felt in his young road course racing career in NASCAR. He really thought he had a chance to do something today, but mostly he just wants to make sure he maintains his points lead. He wants that regular season championship.
Keeping everything in perspective. A little bit of a risk reward, Dale, running the race earlier today?
Yeah, I don't think there's much risk in it, personally, you know, aside from getting in a crash and something happening there. You know, he's young, and yeah, he might have been a little bit hot in that, but, you know, I'm sure that he anticipated that, hydrated himself well before the weekend came along. So I think it's only an uptick for the benefits of what you can learn as a driver, especially a young man that doesn't have a tremendous amount of road course experience.
Hey, Parker, it's a gorgeous day today. Why the windshield wipers on the cars?
Good point, Dave. I thought we should point that out to the viewers who are looking at these cars with windshield wipers on them right now on this glorious sunny day and wondering what the heck are they doing there. Well, first of all, remember we started this day with basically a 40% chance of rain earlier today. So a lot of these teams just anticipated and had those on in case the rain hit, because if you want to put that windshield wiper on during the race, it actually makes your pit stop longer, obviously. And then there's a little bit of a understanding that maybe, especially on the Cup side, that those things can be used a little bit to direct air, maybe create a little bit more downforce, but that's a little bit suspect for some people. So I think that most of these teams right now are just prepared for that 40% chance of rain earlier today.
Engineers in NASCAR spend a lot of time on things, don't they, Dale?
Yes, they do. And the smallest thing, but you got to make sure that every detail's covered.
Could be the winning advantage. Let's go NASCAR nonstop, pay some bills. You won't miss anything.
Mr. Elliott, what's your Wi-Fi password?
Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi's ordinary, basic. Do I look basic? Nope. Which is why I have Xfinity X5. It's super fast, and you can control every device in the house. Let's basement. And thanks to these X5 pods, the signal reaches down here, too. So, Sophie, I have an X5 password, and it's Datitude.
Simple, easy, awesome. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
I forgot all about dinner.
Did someone say KFC has 4 ways to feed a family for only $20? Original recipe, extra crispy, boneless, and tenders. Silence, chicken lovers! It's finger-licking good.
If you didn't get your wireless plan from US Cellular, you've probably been blown away by hidden fees, too. And not in a good way! They hit you with activation fees and monthly connection charges. Then they throw in data overages. But US Cellular has no hidden fees. Plus unlimited data for $40 a month. Right, my man? So get US Cellular with a stronger signal in the middle of anywhere.
We know that growing up means passing it down. We know that hunting actually helps our nation's wildlife grow stronger. We know that this isn't just what we do, it's who we are. We know the great outdoors, we love the great outdoors. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's bring you the Fall Hunting Classic with great deals, like savings of 35% on ScentLock Savannah Crosshair jackets and pants, and save $20 on a 6-pack of Bigfoot B2 full-body goose decoys.
KFC presents the $20 fill-ups. Choose the 12-piece crispy tenders or 8-piece extra crispy chicken, 6-piece boneless breasts or 8-piece original recipe. 4 different ways to feed a family of 4 for just $20. Now at KFC.
Being a kid is all about freedom. The freedom to play. Freedom of new experiences. And the freedom for all kids under 12 to get into any NASCAR Xfinity Series or NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race for free. It's good to be a kid.
Bring any kid under 12 to any NASCAR Xfinity Series or NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race, and they get in free. Visit NASCAR.com/kidstickets to learn more.
It was just like she got out of the car and just vanished.
When my husband was shot, I knew it was no accident.
I've never seen anything like it.
You think, is it my family next? Am I next?
He said, they killed him, Chief. They killed him.
Under caution caution for the third time today at Mid-Ohio. You saw it in nonstop, the 39 car slowing down, and NASCAR throwing the caution for safety's sake. Oil reported on the track. That could be a couple of different things for Ryan Sieg as he slowly motors around the course.
And Dave, he actually just reported they had a vibration in that car, and then we saw a big plume of smoke down the front stretch here, so it's definitely a mechanical issue. They're seeing if he can roll it around back to the pits, which he's doing slowly right now, but they're not sure if he's leaking fluid or not.
Parker, thanks for that. Hey, it was announced earlier this year that there were going to be some other drivers we don't normally see in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Kevin, I believe you've caught up with one now.
Yeah, we talked about Catherine Legg earlier, IndyCar sports car driver making a first stock car experience. This is Connor Daly, 5 Indy 500s. He's finished as high as second in an IndyCar race, and you'll be in one of these in a couple of weeks at Road America.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, this is a totally different world for me, obviously, but I've been watching, both the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series for so long because I just love racing in general. And then, finally, get a chance to get after it myself. I see Catherine Legg and Andy Lally, guys like that, guys and girls like that out here, which is really cool for me because I think we've all got a little bit of a passion for trying one of these out, and I finally get to give it a shot in Road America.
And while he's here this weekend, the team is putting him to use with Roush Fenway. He's been helping out Ryan Reed, and he said he's done a lot of good for him on the road courses, and that's one of the reasons Reed's been running consistently near the front.
Roush Fenway Racing, thank you, Kevin, by the way, a deep history in road course racing and not a bad organization for Connor to get his first Xfinity Series start with.
Yeah, no doubt.
Here are the 5 races leading up to the playoffs, 6 including today, but they've got some more lefty-righty coming up, Dale, and, of course, finishing up with that finale at Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's like somebody sat down and said, how difficult could we make this on these drivers with all the different types? But that's what's great about this series, is you can see what they're going to encounter. Should be a lot of fun to watch.
So while they take care of Ryan Sieg's disabled 39 car, we'll head back to break. Look for you on the other side. The stars of the NASCAR Xfinity Series go back to their roots as they go Friday night short tracking at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Watch the sparks fly Friday, 7:30 Eastern on NBCSN. It's almost exactly like racing at Mid-Ohio, right, DJ?
Oh, just, yeah, almost.
Now, that'll be a fun time. The Saturday night race at Bristol for the Cup Series, Friday night for the Xfinity cars, and the trucks are racing on Thursday this time.
Yeah, just exciting racing all weekend. It's so much fun as a driver to race. Things happen so fast, and I know every one of these drivers, especially these Xfinity guys, they've got 2 weeks in a row of road courses, so to be able to go to Bristol and get back to how they grew up racing, what they knew, what they know still.
So Ryan Sieg will be done for the day. His car towed away. We'll head back to break while we have a chance here. Austin Cindric still has the lead at Mid-Ohio. NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Credit One Bank, the credit card perfect for everyday purchases. And by Toyota. Let's go places. And by FanDuel. This season, there's more ways to win on FanDuel. About to get a duel restarted here, Dale Jarrett.
Yes, definitely going to be a duel. So what Cole Custer today, he's got some good restarts so far.
Tiff to the left, leader Cindric to the right. Green is back out at Mid-Ohio. Tiff got a nice push there from Christopher Bell in the 20. Looking for places to go back there.
Yep. I hear some wheel hopping going on right there. I don't know who it was.
3 wide again. Again, it's Justin Allgaier on the outside, but this is going to work better than it did before. Off in the grass. Cole Custer now trying to protect, but Bell is going to get the spot. Here comes Custer back, and it looks like he might have made contact with Hemrick. Now they single out, and Tyler Reddick looked for a place there, but had to drop back in line. Stuck on the outside is Justin Marks.
Got a car spinning.
Right behind, top of 5. It is Chase Briscoe, and the back end torn off of that Mustang. Track stays green. A little bit of debris there, Dale.
Yeah, I can't imagine that there's not something back there where all of this happened also.
There's about to be. That bumper cover comes off. So Briscoe gets it righted. NASCAR will look the track over with its spotters, see if it's clear for the leaders. They'll come by, making it 6 to go in stage 2. Nice lines for Cindric. Tift is right there.
Yeah, how about the job Matt Tift is doing, sticking right there with Austin Cindric. Christopher Bell had a great restart.
See what happened to Chase Briscoe on the last lap.
As if there was any contact or if just got, yeah, there's a lot happening back in there. And then it gets hit from behind.
Yep, 2 cars got bottled up. He was trying to save his car. Ooh, that's where the side got ripped off. The rear bumper cover anyway.
A lot of damage to the right front of someone. Hard to see from here.
Benjamin on the inside. That is the...
That'd be the 5 of Annette.
23 of Gallagher on the outside. Here goes Briscoe around. Oh! It was the 8 of Cody Ware that got into Briscoe. This just happened. Brandon Jones off and in the grass.
Yeah, he'd made a nice recovery back inside the top 20, but once again spinning off course.
All right, catch your breath. This can happen in Mid-Ohio. We've seen it before. And sometimes things come in threes, Dale. Let's get an update on our leader. Here's Parker.
Well, guys, this is an important part of the race for Austin Cindric in that 22 car. And speaking to his crew chief, Brian Wilson, before this weekend, he told me, you know, the thing about Austin is he puts a lot of pressure on himself. And going into a car as successful as this one, we wanted to remind him that he didn't have to be perfect. He didn't need to lead every lap. He doesn't need to be the fastest car on track, because we know if we keep the fenders intact, we're in the front, they're up front in leading this race towards the end, we can win this race. And that's exactly what he's doing right here. He just needs to hold in front of that 2 car, not let the pressure get to him here.
Brian Wilson, the crew chief on that 22, is one with several different drivers. Logano, Keselowski, Blaney. Cindric hoping to add his name to that list.
He's done an outstanding job to this point in time. From qualifying on, he was fast in practice. Oh, a little contact there.
Yep, Brendan Gaughan went too wide with Ryan Truex. Neither gave way.
Yeah, Truex coming out on the bad end of that part.
Fender met door. 11 car off track. No caution, Dale. You saw some of the, what was it, the styrofoam that's in the side of the race cars, ripped out of Cody Ware's car, but that's lightweight and apparently not disturbing enough for NASCAR to throw the caution.
Yeah, and it happened right over on the edge, so not sure that they deemed that anything was still on the track. You can see there, Brendan got in a little hot, but that's road course racing, and you have to decide and pick your battles as to win.
They'll look at that footage in the 11 and say the 3 car was nowhere near far enough ahead, right?
Well, he almost turned in, almost like he wasn't even sure that Brendan was that far up with that contact, because he went to the corner basically like that. He thought that he had the corner there. Elliott Sadler there making a pass from Justin Marks, getting back to the 9th spot.
Just a little wave out there from Elliott. You raced me clean. I appreciate it. I think that's what he said, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yes. And he's right. I mean, Justin Marks not in this a lot, but he's raced enough.
Oh,
here comes Brendan again.
He knows what happened last time. He's got to back out of this one. Marks holds the position. Let's ride with him.
We saw these two yesterday in practice. Brendan was following Justin Marks. We could see just how different they were attacking these corners.
And both were fast.
Yeah, you can do it in many different ways. You can see Justin Marks, something he does all the time. You can see here as they try to make repairs.
That is the 60 of Chase Briscoe. Ran full-time in the Truck Series last year for Brad Keselowski. Limited opportunities this year, trying to make the most of them.
Yeah, and that was it's an unfortunate situation for him. Just one of those you get stacked up on restarts, and you're the beneficiary of trying to stay off the car in front of you, and you get hit from behind the turn.
So, Kevin, we've been watching the 7 car, and I know you've been talking with their crew a little bit about their strategy from here on out.
Yeah, they said it was probably going to be a difficult stint, and it has been as we watch him try to get inside Justin Marks here. They went a little bit the wrong way on the air pressures. He said it's really difficult in the center. Also, when he got off that first time, some grass on the grill, so you may have seen him different times kind of weaving around or trying to get up close to other cars, get that grass off the grill. But he'll be happy when this stage is done and they can make more changes, Parker.
And his teammate Elliott Sadler in the 1 car, as we watched Kyle Benjamin make a dive there on Justin Marks, has done a good job in this stage. Remember, he restarted 14th beginning this stage, got to 11th by that first caution, and now is all the way up to 8th. And this is the most important part of the race for them with the strategy they're running. Knowing that most people are all going to pit at the stage break for stage 2, every position he gets now is worth track position. That is going to be where you restart in stage 3. And I got to give a shout out to all our friends in Michigan watching. They're all texting me, so that's Dale Jr., Kelly Stavis, Kyle Petty, Steve Letarte, Jeff Burton, and Rick Allen. Hi, guys, and thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying the show.
Oh,
and you know what?
Yeah.
As we're on board here, the 1, hopefully we don't experience, and you know it, what game is it?
Wheel hop. I was going to say, you know they're enjoying it because we're going to say it again. It was the party phrase, shall we say, Dale, that they chose today.
Yes, and you have to have that.
You do.
And it's not surprising with our group.
Look at Cole Custer here, going for 4th. Is he going to get it? Hemrick hanging tough on the outside in the keyhole. Good drive off for both. And they're still tied. Who's going to give here? Looks like Custer has the advantage, going to the right-hander. Nice look from above. Can Hemrick do the crossover? Thought about it.
Yeah, not really a place to cross over to that side, so that's what Cole Custer knew and kind of was giving him that portion of the track if he so wanted it.
So that puts Cole up to 4th. Pit road is closed for the end of stage 2, and we have not seen that type of diving down pit road as we did at the end of stage 1. Parker telling us most everyone was going to go to the break. I think Kevin was in on that as well.
And I know today hasn't shown it, but history tells us that there's a lot of caution laps in that final stage. Really surprised that someone didn't take the opportunity to hit pit road a little bit early, give that up, but be out in front whenever we start the final stage of this race.
Final lap of stage 2. Austin Cindric with things well in hand. Hemrick's 21 car showing the aggression that can be happening on a road course like they're on today. He's been in the midst of 3 and sometimes 4 wide already.
Yeah. Christopher Bell there in that 3rd spot. Cole Custer wanting to take it away here on this final lap, but really good job by Christopher Bell.
Custer's car hanging in and coming around at the end.
Yeah, he's done a really good job of taking care of his tires throughout this, and now he's able to make some good moves. See if he's going to try to make this happen. No, I thought better of that. You've worked hard through this. There's no sense in giving it all away.
But it's worth a stage point if he can get around Christopher.
Yeah, but the points really, I mean, even though he's still in the battle for that regular season championship, so yes, you can say that every point matters.
Get these 3. All young and upcoming in the series. They all be mistake-free through the final 4 corners.
Yeah, you're certainly looking at names of the future. A couple of them, if not all 3 of them, won't be in this series a whole lot longer because they're going to move on to bigger and better things.
How about the guy at the point? Austin Cindric comes to the green and white checkers and wins his first stage of 2018. And making a statement, Dale Jarrett.
He has done that to this point. We wondered, could he back up that qualifying effort, and he's done nothing but do everything perfect so far.
And one of the reasons you wondered last week, he did make a mistake in qualifying, was so upset with himself, had one of the better race cars, and had to start in the back instead. Today, much different. Better for Austin Cindric. See what the pit crews do when we come back to Ohio. Welcome back to coverage of the Rock and Roll Tequila 170 from the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. And keep in mind, bringing the whole family to NASCAR race has never been easier or cheaper. Kids 12 and under are free for every Xfinity and Camping World Truck Series race on the schedule. Discounted tickets also available for every Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series event. Visit NASCAR.com/KidsTix to learn more about free and discounted tickets at an event near you. We're going to attempt to talk to the stage winner, Austin Cindric, in the 22 car. Dale?
Austin, Dale Jarrett, do you have a copy? Hey, Austin, Dale Jarrett, do you have a copy?
We are not connected at this point.
Sometimes I get over on the back and it's a little bit more difficult to hear.
Right, this place is not as large as Watkins Glen, but it does make radio chatter a little bit difficult at times. You hear the spotters. Usually there's 4 spotters around this track, and sometimes they will be relaying information to each other. Tell him I said this. Tell him he said that, you know, that kind of thing. So there's his crew getting ready to bolt some fresh Goodyear Racing Eagles, put some Sunoco fuel in the race car, and take him to the end. When they come to pit road this time, Dale, 33 laps to go. That's about the edge of maybe a large consumption fuel window we talked about, but we expect there might be a couple of caution laps here, which will help out in the final stage.
Yeah, it should be no issue as far as that goes, because they're going to start with less than that as far as it goes in making it all happen. So they'll take care of their fuel, so that shouldn't be an issue. This is their 3rd set of tires that they're going to be putting on, so the end of that. So you make what adjustments you got and then put it in the hands of the driver.
Always thinking about overtime, not necessarily expecting it, but it's happened before on the road course, and remember, they'll have to get a whole lap in before it starts to count in overtime.
Yeah, and they want to make sure that they get it completely full of fuel. You know, that fuel might be the most important person on pit road right now.
Austin Cindric leads him down pit road. And the crews go to work, Kevin.
We'll see Christopher Bell pitting from 3rd. It's going according to plan so far. They wanted to stay out in the first stage and pick up some points, but there were too many that were not going to pit, so they went in and got in early, made up some track position, pitting from 3rd right here. Meanwhile, we see Matt Tiff coming in from 2nd. He wants some water and ice this time. They talked about a wedge adjustment, but to pick up some time on the stop, only air pressure, Sunoco fuel, and Goodyear tires. Parker?
And Kevin, for our leader, Austin Cindric, it was 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. He's been absolutely flawless. He's going to win the race off the pit road. He's led 37 laps. They led stage 2 and probably would have led them all if it wasn't for a strategy call. He's in the best position to win his first Xfinity Series race in stage 3, guys.
I saw Dale shaking his head. Matt Tiff lost 6 positions there.
A lot of time lost.
We'll come back, see how they line up. Can Cindric hold on at Mid-Ohio for the final stage? Back in Central Ohio on a great day for racing, and it's been fantastic so far for the driver of the 22. That is Austin Cindric. Has raced for Roush Fenway Racing this year, as well as Team Penske, and right now he has the point. Our in-race analyst, Dale, he is scored right now in the 15th position. Let's see if we can dial him up.
Hey, Brendan Gaughan, good to talk?
Yes, sir, DJ.
All right, tell us how much fun you're having out there, bud.
This race car driving stuff is pretty fun. You know, people might want to try to do it for a living.
Yeah, it can be. What are the challenges that you found? Has the racetrack changed throughout this race, Brendan?
It's staying pretty greasy right now, and that's been our problem. Is we're already loose to begin with, so it feels like it's pretty greasy. But you know, everybody else seems like they're tail wagging just a little bit, but not a lot. So it's probably just our race car, and everybody's pretty aggressive, man. They're putting their nose in places. We're going through the S's and giving it too wide. You got to get it where you can get it, and that's it. It shows. I mean, this is why the fans love road course racing now. It's the new short track.
Hey, Brendan, it's Dave. Can you do us a favor and drop that visor for just a minute so we can get a good shot with the helmet cam?
Any burn.
I appreciate it. I won't ask you to do much more than that. But no, that's a good look. Hey, and just so people know, when you're under caution, you flip that visor up. Why?
I might be taking a drink of a water bottle or scratching my nose. You know, you get sweat down your face, wiping it off. So you pop it up once in a while, and then when I'm talking to you, of course, I want you to be able to talk to me.
I just want you to know the roof of your Chevrolet looks awesome, too. So whatever you want to do.
Put stickers up there next time.
Yeah.
Coming to the green this time. Coming to the green this time. Pull your belts down tight. Let's go get them.
Parker?
Well, guys, let's just talk about the strategy here. Most of these teams can make it, obviously pitting at the stage break for stage 2, but they're watching out right now for the fact that there could be green-white checkers. So a lot of those teams were saving fuel under the last caution in case there's a green-white checker, and that, therefore, they'll be safe in that green-white checker as we come to green.
And Andy Lally will lead the field to green in the 90 car. He took the wave around earlier. Last pitted on lap 31. That's probably not going to get him all the way, but you never know. Lally wants to get out and lead a few laps in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, now we're going to see how patient can Austin Cindric with this good race car be. Got Ryan Reed there. You got a number of drivers that aren't as fast. Nobody's as fast as him. But can he be patient enough to work his way through this?
The white 36, that's Alex Labbe. The red and white 16, Ryan Reed. So a variety of cars that appear they may have to come to pit road one more time. And then you've got the guys who just pitted, including the 22 of Cindric and the 20 of Bell side by side. Side by side again, a little bit differing on speed up at the front. And I think you're seeing it right there, Dale. The 22 of Cindric is being very patient.
Yeah, he is being patient, and I like the move that Christopher Bell made there, realizing how fast that 22 was, but he knew that he wasn't going to get anything more by racing side by side in there, took what he could get, and now he'll follow Austin Cindric through.
Doing our own little fuel calculation here. Best case scenario for Andy Lally, maybe lap 65 or so. That would be about the same for Alex Labbe, who gets a little offline there in the 36. So maybe just a moment in the sunshine for these guys. Spotlight, DJ.
Certainly, opportunities present themselves, and we said that it's going to be different things that go on here throughout the day.
Guys, just to add on that, yes, they do have to pit again. They're basically saving their last set of tires for maybe a late caution. Both those cars owned by Mario Gosselin just spoke to him and said they wanted to see if they could save those tires for later. Oh, as Alex Labbe goes off.
The 36 and the 90 teammates. Here comes a 21 to the inside. That's Hemrick making a dive on Custer. And off track is Ryan Reed. Can he get it through the grass and save it? Yes, keeps it out of the barrier. And he'll be able to motor back on.
Well, that's a shame. He just made a good pass. He was very patient in making that pass to get to the second spot. Just carried a little too much speed into turn 2.
Very easy to do. 13 turns at Mid-Ohio. All of them represent a chance for a mistake. Try not to make it. There's Cindric, free and clear now. Free of Bell for the moment. He runs in second. Lally has skated away a little bit, but we've just said needs to come to pit road one more time.
Yeah, we watch these drivers battle right here. Is it too early to start pushing and shoving? I don't think so. Every spot's going to matter here. And as the tires get older, those passes that you want to try to make become more difficult.
Second, third, fourth. This is for fifth. Custer has it. Sadler trying for it. Behind them, seventh. Labbe falling back now. Allgaier trying to get that position from him. Alex Labbe had some good runs on road courses in the NASCAR Pinty Series. Did not win there. Always on the ovals were Labbe's victories in the Pinty Series, but at Trois-Rivières and Montreal had some good runs.
Yeah, and you see Matt Tiff back here. That slower pit stop that they had there, it really had put him in a difficult position. He certainly had a top 3 car here all day long, and now is sitting back here battling, trying to stay and move forward. He's in the 9th spot right now, but has his hands full.
6 spots given up as they left pit road compared to the field. Brendan Gaughan in the helmet cam.
haven't seen that the tires are an issue. They don't fall off that much, especially on the better cars. So that's not something that these drivers are worried about taking care of their tires for anything, but it is that fuel issue that they could encounter if we would get into an overtime situation.
So Brendan very patient with Matt Tifft. Doesn't put the pressure on too hard there. 28 laps to go in the race. Brendan checking his mirrors briefly. He's being pursued by Ryan Truex in the 11 and the 42 of Justin Marks.
You think Ryan Truex remembers a little earlier whenever he and the 3 car may have touched, or it wasn't may have touched, they did. He ended up in the wrong side of it out in the grass.
He'll keep it too wide here if he has to.
Actually makes the pass right there. Nice job.
So count Truex for 11th now in the 11 car. And solid run for him today. Again, you know, when you're not a road course expert, you're looking to stay on the track, make good passes, hopefully not get booted off by somebody else.
Yeah, but those things do happen, and he kept his cool. They made a good pit stop, did everything they needed to do, and he's got a good race car under him and showing what he can do with that.
See, Austin Cindric now has caught Andy Lally at the front of the pack. Lally has the lead but needs to pit again. Cindric has been the fastest car all day. Take a break here, but it'll be non-stop, so you'll be able to see everything that happens at Mid-Ohio. It's a good look from Ryan Truex's bumper cam, working on Jeremy Clements. It's been that kind of day here at Mid-Ohio.
It's simple. People count on you, and you count on your truck. So we built you the most capable line of Ram trucks yet. The all-new Ram 1500 delivers best-in-class V8 towing. The Ram 2500 has best-in-class gas towing. And the Ram 3500 gives you best-in-class fifth-wheel towing. That's why more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Now get an average $8,659 in total values on the 2018 Ram 3500 Limited Crew Cab with a Cummins diesel engine.
Ta-ta-ta-ta.
What are you doing?
I'm enjoying the American Classical.
It's the American Classic All-American Dog and Tots for $2.99.
I'm sorry, the All-American Dog and
Tots. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Give me that.
Hurry in to try the All-American Dog or Chili Cheese Coney with Tots for just $2.99.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dogs.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day.
Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgate 101.
We know that growing up means passing it down. We know that hunting actually helps our nation's wildlife grow stronger. We know that this isn't just what we do, it's who we are. We know the great outdoors, we love the great outdoors. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's bring you the Fall Hunting Classic with huge savings, like this Cuddy-Back Black Flash game camera for only $75, and these Keen men's waterproof hiking boots for under $90.
Ta-ta-ta-ta.
What are you doing?
I'm enjoying the American Classical.
It's the American Classic All-American Dog and Tots for $2.99.
I'm sorry, the All-American Dog and
Tots. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Give me that.
Hurry in to try the All-American Dog or Chili Cheese Coney with Tots for just $2.99.
And here it comes. The closer, Kevin Harvick, puts on a clinic. Austin Dillon wins. A very emotional victory. There's the ace. Bubba Wallace in second. Here's Kyle. Gonna take a bow.
To the bottom of the drive job. Here comes the 18. He puts the ball back.
If you don't like that kind of racing, don't even watch.
Martin Truex Jr., the champ, is back in victory lane. How fitting. How special. For the first time, Chase Elliott wins.
I hope all my buddies back home are ready to get rowdy tonight because it's going to be a good one.
Green flags in the air in Michigan.
And peaking at the
right time, to me, is key.
A lot of action in Mid-Ohio, but you didn't miss any of it. You were watching NASCAR nonstop. Austin Cindric to the lead around the 90 car of Andy Lally. Alex Labbe spun from 8th position in the 36 car. And the viewing party caught it all as well. There they are, watching on Twitter with the @Xfinity handle. And apparently they've heard every word we've said, including during the break. So hopefully you've enjoyed watching with them. They've had the best seat in the house right there. Of course, we've got to put it back to work tomorrow, Dale, because we're going to Michigan.
Yes.
Big three. What can they do with the Michigan International Speedway? It's the Monster Energy Series Cup race from Michigan, 2:30 Eastern on NBCSN. Maybe some, yeah, I was going to say, I'll be there too. Maybe they're joining the party. Maybe some of the fans. Well, are you going to have a watch party for us?
Possibly.
Setting you up right there. Catherine Legg is off in the 15 car. And that looked like that was coming out of turn 7, or maybe turn 8 or 9. I think it was 9, actually. A couple of places around Mid-Ohio still have some of the sand traps to slow the cars down in case they get off course. Continuing problems. She's got a deeper issue like brakes. Again, Legg in her first start in the Xfinity Series from the UK. So much road racing experience, but always wanted to try NASCAR. And Johnny Davis Motorsports, who have given opportunity to so many young drivers, is happy to field a car for her this weekend.
Yeah, and she's done a really good job.
Oh, straight off. She was 19th, Dale.
Yeah, just got in there a little bit hot. And once it started to wheel hop, then there's nothing to do but let off the brake at that point in time, kick the clutch in, but you've got no way of slowing the car down at that point, and so just had to miss the corner. Something she really doesn't experience in the other cars, really, so because these cars are so different in so many ways, something she's learning to deal with.
Nice upshift there from Elliott Sadler.
Elliott having a good run, driven back up to 4th.
Custer right on the tail of Allgaier. That's for 6th. They're chasing down Lally, who is still in 5th. Again, he'll have to come to pit road sometime soon. He's shown just how good he can be and how good that Mario Gosling prepared 90 can be with the front of the pack.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done a nice job up there on older tires, but with his experience, is able to lead a number of laps and then still run inside the top 5. Watching Elliott Sadler here. His foot cam. I think Hunt Brothers Pizza is sponsoring this, right?
They have. Dale, explain to the folks again why no clutch.
Yeah, because of the transmissions that you use this day and time, it's eliminated really the use of the clutch. And you can see there at the left, basically on pit stops is the only time that you're going to utilize that pedal. So you can see Elliott work the brake with his left foot. So it's basically like short track racing is what you're doing, except with the shift where you have to match up the RPMs by letting off the throttle, and then you'll match those RPMs and your downshifting takes place.
Parker?
Well, guys, I was just thinking that Elliott Sadler, to me, has probably been the winner here of the cars that actually stayed out in the first stage to win that and get points in that stage. Right now, we're here running inside the top 5 and getting those points for 2nd place.
Yeah, he's really back where he was running before those pit stops took place with that. He was running just inside the top 5, so basically everything has come back to that point. He was very, very patient. There were opportunities for him on a couple of those restarts to press the issue, and in typical Elliott Sadler fashion, he didn't do that. He waited for the opportunity to present himself to make a good, clean pass, and has got himself in a nice spot here.
So Elliott continues in 4th. Meanwhile, that blue 22, 19-year-old Austin Cindric continues to lead at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course with 22 laps to go.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event, and now is the best time to buy.
You ready for this, Junior?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
No pressure. That's just my favorite boat.
Boom.
Make summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. And get our best deal of the summer. 0% financing for 60 months on F-150. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $2,800 bonus cash on a 2018 F-150 XLT equipped with 2.7-liter EcoBoost.
Crab Fest is back at Red Lobster with our largest variety of crab all year, like new Crab Fest Combo. Your one chance to have new jumbo snow crab with tender Dungeness crab. Or try Crab Lover's Dream, but hurry in, because Crab Fest will be gone in a snap.
Mr. Elliott, what's your Wi-Fi password?
Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi's ordinary, basic. Do I look basic? Nope. Which is why I have Xfinity X5. It's super fast, and you can control every device in the house. Let's basement. And thanks to these X5 pods, the signal reaches down here, too. So, Sophie, I have an X5 password, and it's Datitude.
Simple, easy, awesome. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Some things should never change, like the crisp, cold refreshment of Busch. But something should, like Mike's aim.
Mike, toss me a Busch. Wow.
Good effort.
This is more than just a truck. To her, it's a classroom where she'll learn lessons they don't teach in school. Your truck is more than just a truck. That's why it deserves more than just any oil.
Crab Fest is back at Red Lobster with our largest variety of crab all year, like new Crab Fest Combo. Your one chance to have new jumbo snow crab with tender Dungeness crab. Or try Crab Lover's Dream, but hurry in, because Crab Fest will be gone in a snap.
Green flag in the air, we're underway.
This season.
Oh, what a great move right there.
40 drivers.
Here they come.
He's got it right.
Compete.
Oh, it's a risky move right here. Contact.
Oh, wrecking behind them.
And decide.
Unbelievable finish.
Who will rise to the top?
How about that?
It was just like she got out of the car and just vanished.
When my husband was shot, I knew it was no accident.
I've never seen anything like it.
You think, is it my family next? Am I next?
He said they killed him, Chief. They killed him.
Austin Cindric continuing to lead at Mid-Ohio now with a 3.5-second lead. We saw that during nonstop. He was able to pull out just a little bit more time over Christopher Bell and Elliott Sadler. And what a young career it's been for Austin Cindric. As a 17-year-old, he won twice in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series. He won at VIR. He won at Watkins Glen. And then last year at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, this pass for the win on Kaz Grala. It's actually a pass through Kaz Grala, proving he would do anything it takes to get to victory lane in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. It was a big day for him then, DJ, and could be an even bigger stage for him today as the in-race analyst Brendan Gaughan is off track and finds his way back on.
See some damage on the left front there. Not sure if that was what created getting off, trying to make a pass.
More cars around on the racetrack. Andy Lally coming out of the final corner has been spun in the 90.
He'd been racing really hard. He had Justin Allgaier right behind him. On with Cole Custer. I don't know if there was contact to create that for Andy Lally.
That right rear fender has the same look that Cole Custer's had earlier in the day. Here's Brendan heading down into turn 4. That might have been a little contact. What do you think, DJ?
Very possible.
Trying not to get stuck in the sand trap. Gaughan was 11th. Drove his way back out now and is currently listed in 21st. That's just how quickly things can change on a road course.
Yeah, we talk about how things can change quickly.
Andy Lally getting some help in the back end there from first Matt Tifft and then the 9 of Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, these drivers racing hard for every position. We're inside 20 to go now.
And remember, Lally had been on older tires, and those other drivers are racing for the championship. I'm sure they wanted by.
Yeah, so you could see that Allgaier and Cole Custer had gotten by it. Cole Custer, little calling card there into the back bumper of Justin Allgaier.
Disagreement about who should have this spot right now.
I think that Cole Custer and his car has been better in the longer runs than a lot of others, but I think he might believe that Justin Allgaier is holding him up and maybe cut him off somewhere.
That is for 5th with 18 to go. Let's just breathe for the moment. So while we've got a chance, let's go through the field, brought to you by Hardee's, starting with Parker.
And guys, it's been an absolutely dominant day for Austin Cindric in the 22 car. Been flawless, and right now the goal, save that car and be ready for some late race restarts. Do not mess up those rear tires. Take care of the brakes and have something left in case they have to go into some late race restarts, Kevin.
Parker, what else can we say about Christopher Bell? Clearly a superstar in the making, if he's not a superstar already. Road course racing is not supposed to be his forte. His first time here, he's running second right now. Got the extra experience from the Trans Am race earlier today, but his whole goal was just to maintain points. He's got a chance to get a win on a road course today, Parker.
Behind him is a driver that DJ feels like is underrated a little bit in terms of his road course prowess, and that's Elliott Sadler in the 1 car. They said, you know, when they go to places like Watkins Glen or Road America, they're a bit worried, but for whatever reason here in Ohio, he loves this place, and he has a lot of speed. He was in position to maybe win this race last year and just didn't nail the restarts. In a great position running in 3rd right now. And behind him is Daniel Hemrick in the 21 car. Remember, he finished 2nd, was leading a lot of this race late last year and used the outside on the restarts. He's just been lacking a bit of rear grip in that car to keep up with the 1 of Elliott Sadler right now, but a solid run for Daniel Hemrick, Kevin.
Parker, best battle on the track is right here for 5th position. Justin Allgaier, there you see him coming in that orange car, trying to hang on Cole Custer. He's gapped him now by about a half a car length or so. Allgaier has a road course win. He said, I was terrible when I started road course racing. Figured it out, go-karts, Ron Fellow school. Now it's one of his strengths. Cole Custer right behind him, also one of those drivers without a lot of road course experience, but he's figuring things out. One of those that's also used coaching to be able to do it. And he's in position to be able to score some good points in this race here today. Parker?
Behind him in 7th, Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick has not really liked road course racing, had an eventful time at Watkins Glen and came into here and was really upset that they didn't get the 2nd practice because of rain. Felt like he was just figuring things out as they got done with 1st practice. But he went in this race with an open mind, told his crew chief, I'm just gonna take it as it goes. And he's done a great job running right now in 7th, Kevin.
Matt Tifft is one of those running in 8th that does have a lot of road course experience and circles this one, not just because it's his home track, because he's good here, he's good on road courses. He said, I think our strength can be strategy and the long run. So while he's maybe not as high up as you might have expected, there's still a chance that Matt Tifft can be a player as he works on Tyler Reddick right here, and Allgaier is going around.
0-0 of Custer and Justin Allgaier. Finally, it happened. And Custer wanted by, and Allgaier was the victim. Custer was definitely faster, DJ.
Oh, there's no doubt. And this is exactly what we expect inside these last 20 laps. You can see right here, Justin Allgaier gets outside the line just a little bit. Cole Custer tries to take that spot. Allgaier brings it back across on the nose, so contact.
That was for 5th. Custer gets through, loses a spot or so, and in that, or shortly thereafter, Tyler Reddick.
It looked like he might have got hit behind, yeah.
Yep.
Could have been Matt Tifft who has the left front.
And the right rear tire is gone on the 9.
And that's going to bring out a caution. You can see all the debris plus more. Oh, wow.
Careful now. Hang on, Tyler. Look out, Justin. Justin Marks gets by, and the field will come through. And Reddick's going to get the car rolling, but I don't think he's going to be able to get around. He was 5th when this happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of debris out there anyway. I'm not sure what we're waiting on for caution-wise here.
There it is. His car seeing the same thing you are, Dale, and putting out the yellow caution flag. There is the right rear of Tyler Reddick now destroyed. Isn't that interesting? A couple of times today we've seen the right rear get knocked around and no problem at all. Didn't work that way for Reddick.
Yeah. And then, you know, this is what we expect and what we have seen over the years. And so we'll go back and take a look at how all of this first started right here. So the spin comes right in front of them. See Matt Tifft not able to slow down quite as much. Gets into the right rear. Ready? So that creates all of this situation. You see it didn't take long for this tire to go.
It was just wrongly bent for Reddick, where it had been rightly bent for Custer. And
yeah,
a least one other car, and that was
really close there for Matt Tiff, too, who has a lot of damage to the left front of his car.
Here's Marks missing.
Good job by these guys. Very unfortunate. What a good job Tyler was doing.
I was just going to say, in that through the field that the boys were going through, I thought the most impressive to me up to that point had been Reddick. Just because he wasn't expected necessarily to be there.
Yeah, but you could see that they were running that group down as Custer and Allgaier were having their battle. He was making ways. That you could see on the lap times that they were getting closer and closer to being a part of that battle, but became the wrong part of it.
Mm-hmm. 5th caution today at Mid-Ohio. 2 of them for stage breaks, 3 for incidences on the track. And the crew's gonna, you saw him high-sided there, got the frame of the car on the pavement, but no grip there on that right rear, and so that is gonna allow him to get back on track. Will he be limping around? He's gonna try. So interesting, there were drivers who saved tires, Dale, sets of tires, and we're going to need to pit, or we're going to choose to pit late. We've seen that work out before, to gain a couple of spots maybe over the others.
Yeah, but most of the people that we see up in the front right now have used their sets of tires, yes, that they have.
Laps to go as they come across the line this time.
I'm not sure I would see the 22 pitting, Dale. You? That's some prime real estate Austin Cindric is not going to be willing to give up now. So Tyler Reddick still stuck with the right rear down to the rim. There he is. And he tried to get going. Didn't have any success. That may be the end. He's trying to get a push from the wrecker here. If they tow him away, Dale, that's the end of his day, much like it is on an oval for these NASCAR stock cars. Going to try to get him rolling here so he can make his way back to pit road. While they do that, we'll go NASCAR nonstop at Mid-Ohio and come back with about 13 or 12 laps to go, hopefully mostly under green.
Let's go places.
Today we're opening more than 150,000 locations called Domino's Hotspots. Like beaches, roadside attractions, and dog parks. And you can finally have Domino's delivered to every single one of them. No address, no problem. Find a Domino's Hotspot near you. Excuse me. You get 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas delivered for $5.99 each.
Get the pizza you love delivered to a Domino's hotspot near you, or any of the other outdoor locations now open for Domino's delivery.
When it's too cold for camping, we go camping. When it's too hot to work, we work. Too wet to keep going? Nah. This is the Gator XUV 835 with game-changing heat and air and 3 wide seating. It's never too anything for anything. Nothing runs like a deer. Get $400 off the Gator XUV 835M at any participating John Deere dealer.
If you didn't get your wireless plan from U.S. Cellular, you've probably been blown away by hidden fees, too. And not in a good way! They hit you with activation fees and monthly connection charges. Then they throw in data overages. But U.S. Cellular has no hidden fees. Plus unlimited data for $40 a month. Right, my man? So get U.S. Cellular with a stronger signal in the middle of anywhere.
And here it comes. The closer, Kevin Harvick, puts on a clinic. Austin Dillon wins. A very emotional victory. There's the ace. Bubba Wallace in second. Here's Kyle. Going to take a bow. And they contact.
Austin, don't even watch.
Martin Truex Jr., the champ, is back in victory lane. How fitting, how special. For the first time, Chase Elliott wins.
I hope all my buddies back home are ready to get rowdy tonight because it's going to be a good one.
Green flags in the air in Michigan.
And peaking at the right time, to me, it is key.
You saw a nonstop, a lot of cars coming to pit road, taking advantage of the opportunity to put on fresh Goodyear Racing Eagles with 13 laps to go now at Mid-Ohio.
Yep, and they also have some Sunoco fuel that could come in handy because, as we've seen here, cautions breed cautions. So it's going to be very interesting. They did have a set of tires left. It's just a matter how much help are new tires versus what the leaders have.
Glad you could join us today for coverage of the Rock and Roll Tequila 170 from the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Things changing as we go. One thing hasn't changed. The AMR safety team has been out on the track several times today, helping drivers in distress, and most recently pushing Tyler Reddick's car around to the pit lane, or most of the way there. He's made it now. Meanwhile, here on the back portion of the course, Austin Cindric weaving back and forth and getting ready for a restart.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the new tires on these cars is going to be a move to win the race, but it could take Justin Allgaier and Daniel Hemrick, who had started to fade. Of course, Allgaier got in the spin there, so he needed tires, if at all possible, to make a run here. And enough cars did this that they could find themselves back up inside the top 5.
DJ, let's do a Toyota driver update, because we saw earlier, and Kevin mentioned it, just how well Christopher Bell has been doing today. He is running best of the Camry drivers here. Kyle Benjamin, not bad either in the 18. We saw him 3 or 4, maybe 5 wide a couple of times, and he's kept it rolling.
Yeah, doing a good job. Brandon Jones had kind of a tough day, but still can salvage a decent day here and continue with his consistency. I think Christopher Bell is the story. We expect every time we go to an oval that, he takes on all comers. Doesn't matter who it is. He's been able to outrun some of the very best. This has been really impressive. I think running the Trans Am race earlier today certainly helped him. And as much road course experience as he can get in driving anything can be beneficial, but really solid effort.
It was fun, too, to watch. Bell and Brandon Jones put on a show. They were around each other most of the race, and I think swapped the position they were racing for several times. And you just get a feel for where you can pass another car, how close you can be, where the maybe his takeoff is compared to yours, even if it's not the same type of car.
Yeah, just so many things to learn. Just whatever you can do and learn from that. And as we talked about fuel, this should make those guys at the front, by having these caution laps, not have to worry about fuel. They don't want to see an overtime situation, but they should easily be able to get to the end.
Kevin, what's up with Kaz Gralla?
So he's one of those that just came in here, so he's going to be good on fuel, and he's got fresh tires. And this is a story that a lot of people have been following throughout the year for the 19-year-old and his team, Fury Race Cars, dealing with budget limitations. He does have DMB on financial from Massachusetts, his home state, on the car for the 2nd race in a row, but they're not expecting to be at Bristol. Right now, they've only got 2 more confirmed races the rest of the year. Road America and the Roval at Charlotte, and road course is something he likes. He was 15 years old when he did the Continental Tire Series race at Daytona, so he's got a lot of road course racing experience, just not a whole bunch in stock cars.
Hope to see them around for a long time. Hey, someone we have seen for a number of years, Dale, our in-race analyst. Let's dial him up one more time.
Hey, Brandon, Dale Jarrett, you good to talk?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, getting a drink there might be more important, but we appreciate you taking the time and taking all this all day long. So what's the plan from this point forward? Looks like things are getting ramped up out there.
Yeah, we need that caution bad. We were struggling. So this is going to make it exciting because the 9 guys that are in front of us have been faster than all day on short runs, and then the other 9 guys don't have tires. So we think this is our chance to try to make the run to the front because we were about good for 10, 12 laps until we faded. And there's only, looks like 12 laps, going to be maybe 11 or 10 to go when we come to the green. So we're going to drive the hell out of this thing, and I'm not here except for 2 more times. So really don't care if I upset people all that much.
That was going to be my question as to how much use you might get out of that front bumper here.
A little less patient probably right now, but we'll try to let other people do the dirty work, and I'll slide through clean. That's the goal always, and I always race that way. So I talk a big game, but I know me, I always try to be polite.
Good luck. Thanks for talking.
See Brendan doubling up with the rest of the field. Lights are off on top of the pace car. Breeders' Cup will be coming up following the conclusion of this race on NBCSN. More horsepower to follow the horsepower here today with the NASCAR Xfinity Series. 11 to go, this time by the control car. That leader, the 22, Austin Cindric. What can Christopher Bell do with him this time? Elliott Sadler hanging back a little bit, trying to get a good restart. You right on board with him. They're back to green at Mid-Ohio. Contact, and Bell will go around off the bumper of Sadler. Christopher Bell gets it refired and now will join the field at the rear. Just the kind of thing that can happen, Dale, late in the race on the road course.
Well, we said it was time for things to ramp up. You know that it's going to happen, and these drivers are trying to get every spot they possibly can.
Clements and Chastain side by side. White and red car behind them. The yellow car of Daniel Hemrick, and the 7 of Justin Allgaier, and ahead of them the black and yellow 42 of Marks. Still tight through 5, down to 6.
Justin Allgaier really the first one of those cars that pitted during that last caution to get fresh tires. We'll see how much of an advantage that might be for him.
And now singling out as they go through the back portion of Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, and that's when things can really, we'll find out how much these new tires. Justin Marks has struggled quite a bit with his race car throughout the day. But if Justin Allgaier is going to make any run inside the top 5, he can't waste any time here.
Austin Cindric does not care. He is out to a 2.5 lead almost over second place Matt Tifft.
And Matt Tifft with that damage to the front of his car after they had that slower pit stop, doing a nice job there up in that second spot. Here comes Elliott Sadler trying to take third away from Ryan Truex.
Challenging on the inside. He'll outbrake him. Looks like he's got it.
Yeah, Sadler was one of those people that was said earlier today he was not going to be afraid to use the bumper down here. He really wants to try to win a race. Not sure that he has anything for the 22, but he lost a couple of spots there on that restart after he had contact with the 20 of Christopher Bell.
So Christopher Bell has joined at the back of the field. Let's look back at what happened.
You see as they go through turn 1 right there. You downshift, but Sadler tried to get in there really hard. The contact started, and that's just what we've expected to see here over the years.
Here's another look. Elliott was just a little bit wide there off. No, he was right on the curbing there by that point.
Yeah, he might have got in there a little bit hot, but that's what you expect. Unfortunate for Christopher Bell, who didn't do anything wrong in that situation, but it's road course, short track racing. Sadler might have even hit that curbingness right there, and sometimes you hit that, it'll shoot you out, and that might have been what helped get him into the 20 car.
And of course Bell was turning left trying to make the corner.
Sure.
And got into the side of the 1. Now here was Clements. Jeremy Clements was running very well. Catherine Legg involved in as well in the 15.
So another restart.
Brings out the 6th caution of the day. She's had trouble. They have given up the ghost for the afternoon there. Yep, that may be motor failure there, Dale.
Yeah, putting something down on the track there that could have created some more of the issues that we saw.
Clements was 8 when he had his issues. Caution is out. There's Christopher Bell, currently being shown in the 24th position, Kevin.
And this works in his favor. Very calm after the spin. About a half a lap later, calmly on the radio said, did he just turn me or what? First they said yes, then it's, well, we've looked at the replay, we're not sure. Yeah, we think he had about 1.5 feet or so. He could have given you a little bit more room, but mainly it was stay calm, which he has. If we get a caution, which now they have, we'll come in and get you tires and see what you can do. So this works in Bell's favor.
Well, 4 wins on the year helps you be a little more calm in this type of situation. Not that you want it to ever happen, but he can be a little less upset than what some others would be. Parker?
Well, guys, on the opposite end of the spectrum, the 22 of Austin Cindric, this is exactly why that team, when he had a large lead, was telling him to take care of that race car, take care of those rear tires, take care of those brakes for this situation right here, late race restarts that we're getting now. And we know that lots of times at this racetrack, when you get some of these cautions, there might be some more in the future.
Last year, a record 9 cautions in this race.
Hey, Parker, going back to that, and we see now that Justin Allgaier and Daniel Hemrick, 2 of the cars that are up there that just got 4 tires. In your opinion and your road course racing experience, do they have an advantage right now with those newer tires?
Well, I would like to think so if I'm in their position, right? And you'd love to have the tires and be in their position. As they were falling back, as you mentioned earlier, that's why they took that gamble to pit there and take that extra set of tires. But I think at this racetrack, as so many drivers said, and I know from experience, it's just so hard to pass. So, I mean, you want the track position. And where Austin is, even though he's on older tires, with the speed they have in that race car, and if he saved a little bit here for the end, I really think he's in the right position compared to them. I believe it might be a net gain for the 21 car if they can get a little bit further up into the top 3. That might be possible.
And Parker, I want to ask you one more question. Would you ever choose a different line on the restart than Austin Cindric is choosing there?
He's done pretty well for himself there to use that inside. But as I noted earlier in the race, Hemrick did a great job last year using that outside lane and getting a launch and then being on the inside protective lane, defensive lane into turn 2. So I think it really depends if he had a threat. And right now I don't think the cars behind him are a big threat. As we noted, the new tires of Justin Allgaier and Daniel Hemrick are basically a row or 2 back. So he's not really that vulnerable to those guys and can use the line he's been using.
Appreciate your perspective. Let's take a look at what happened to Jeremy Clement's 51 car. Either got too hot in there, or we note, and I think he was up ahead of the 15.
Yeah, it looked like that he just got his right sides off and trying to get to that corner. Maybe got there a little bit hot and got the right sides off the track just a little bit.
Shame for him. Mentioned running in 8th place when that happened. Top 10 not out of the question, but now very much more difficult. Back in 26th. Tonight on NBCSN, don't miss the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross from Unadilla, New York. Hope they say it the same way they do in Georgia. And then at 8:30, the American Flat Track from Buffalo. That's in South Dakota, Buffalo Chip. Make sure to tune in tonight. Get all your racing fix on NBCSN. I'm bored just for a second there with Ryan Truex. What an opportunity he has here. 4th, Dale. And a little bit in that precarious outside line, but like Parker said, if you can make it work, not a bad place to be on a restart.
Yeah, and he took advantage last time as the contact happened between Elliott Sadler and Christopher Bell. He was able to slide his way up into 3rd and ran there until Elliott Sadler got back to him. But what a solid effort that he's made after being off track himself back earlier in the race, but has done a nice job in rebounding from that.
See him shutting the car off, saving a little bit of fuel as he goes.
Just never know, as we say, especially on these road courses. These cautions come after we've seen the cautions. So, and things only ramp up more. These laps are winding down. You got to get everything that you possibly can. You've got these 4 drivers in the first 4 spots that are on the older tires. Christopher Bell comes to attention of his pit crew to get some new Goodyear Eagles and a little more Sunoco fuel.
Like he's got brand new sticker tires there that have never been run, so fresh rubber. And with, just checking to see how many cars on the lead lap, looks like 28. He'll see if he can chop that down about 16 or 15 before the end of the race.
Yeah, get what he can. And as a lot of other drivers are hoping they don't have any overtime, he wouldn't mind seeing 2 or 3 of them.
Keep it coming, he says. Parker?
Well, guys, how about the run for Ryan Truex there? Remember, he finished third in stage 1, and he has 330 people from Leaf Filter here watching. And you know what he told me? He loves road course racing because the driver can make a huge difference. Well, guess what? Here's his opportunity to make a huge difference to that race team and maybe have a shot at victory lane running 4th here. If he can get a good restart, he could get in position down into turn 2.
Ryan back full-time in the Xfinity Series this year, has taken colleague racing to new heights, which is good for them. And Parker mentioned Leaf Filter, headquartered here in Ohio. It's been a big weekend all the way around for the folks who helped sponsor this 11 car. Don't forget, right after us, Breeders' Cup Challenge Series coming up here on NBCSN. And you can hear them revving them up, DJ. It'll be 6 to go when they take the green this time. Different agendas. One, trying to keep what he's got. Everybody else trying to take it from him.
Yes. And every driver knows what's at stake here. And we talk about 6 laps. Doesn't seem like a lot, and on a lot of ovals, it's not a lot. But when you're talking about a road course of this length with this many turns, a lot can happen.
Let's see, 6 times 13, that's 60, carry the 1, 18. That's 78 turns they have to negotiate before this thing is done.
Yes, your math teacher would be proud of you there, but that's exactly right.
I had to write it down in my head twice.
Yeah, and last time Elliott Sadler, what he was trying to do was take advantage of the fastest car and the best driver here today, and that's Austin Cindric, and following behind him, getting a good restart to try to overtake that second spot and get himself in a position to try to challenge.
Can Austin Cindric be the next driver to take the Team Penske 22 to victory lane? He's the control car. He gets the green late in the going at Mid-Ohio. By 2 behind, everyone behaving.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier's got a good run out on the outside of Elliott Sadler here with those fresh tires. Also, Matt Tifft, he's going to try to go all the way to second.
Drives it in deep. Allgaier is side by side with Tifft for the position as they exit the corner.
Well, now we'll see if the new tires mean anything. Wow, we expected Justin Allgaier to be in the mix. Hadn't quite made that pass yet, though.
Matt Tifft fighting back in the 2 car to the left of the screen. Allgaier trying to take it around the outside. He'll do it. Justin Allgaier in second. And Allgaier has had one of the faster cars today, Dale. Don't know if he's got anything for Cindric, but now he's free and clear to try to catch him. Meanwhile, 42 marks, 00 Custer, contending a position. That is for 9th.
And you can see there as they battle too. Elliott Sadler came out on the losing end of the battle there as he got in kind of a 3-wide situation.
All kinds of things happening late in the going here.
Yeah.
And Marks is around. He's going to keep it rolling though, and the field stays under green. So Justin Marks will get dumped to the rear of the field. Meanwhile, trying to outleg the 7, and Allgaier's not going away.
No, he's getting closer.
Justin Allgaier pursuing Austin Cindric for the win.
Here comes Hendrick with his tires. Oh, first time that he's really felt any pressure all day long.
What will the 19-year-old do with it? Here comes the veteran Allgaier. Allgaier looks to the inside, he looks to the outside. Gonna get a little bumper right here. Now through the technical section, Allgaier trying to stay right there until he gets to a passing zone.
Justin Allgaier would like to make this happen sooner than later. He knows that Daniel Hemrick also has tires and could get there quickly if he's not careful. So he's going to want to make this happen. Is he going to use the front bumper to make that happen?
Hemrick is through to 3rd. You saw that. Parker.
Guys, I think he has to use the bumper here, maybe down to turn 12 we've seen in the past. If not, then he's going to have to get that run out of turn 1 down into turn 2. That's really your last passing zone before the last backstretch, which is hard to do. Here he goes.
Here he comes, Parker, down to turn 1, and Justin Allgaier is going to get the lead. Can Cindric move the crossover? He can't do it. Justin Allgaier to the front of Mid-Ohio. What a move.
Oh, he overdrives the corner.
Here comes Cindric back, trying to take advantage of the mistake. Allgaier blocks and he keeps the spot. Now with a good run, here comes Austin Cindric back for the lead. Allgaier trying to break deep into the zone. Can he make it work? He'll have the advantage on the next corner if he keeps this spot. Yes. Well done by Justin Allgaier. But Cindric is there, and as you said, here comes Hemrick.
Yeah, Hemrick's right there, and I think that was the one opportunity that Austin Cindric had to get back in front of Justin Allgaier. Not that he could hold him off anymore.
Great battle down to the end. 3 to go this next time by. What does Cindric have left? I don't think anyone knew how much the advantage would truly be with the 20-lap fresher tires for Justin Allgaier, but he just showed it.
Yeah, we just haven't seen that today. To be put in that situation, how much of a difference could it make? And that was why my question was to Parker, could this be enough of a difference? And I've been really surprised because I thought the 22 car was that much better that he may be able to get out there and get away.
Daniel Hemrick in third. He's on the same plan as Justin Allgaier. Put those fresh Goodyears on. Now he's trying to set up Cindric in the 22.
Shows just how wild and crazy this racing is, Dave, that here was Justin Allgaier, who was struggling, having a huge battle with Cole Custer, gets spun, and through all of that, a caution is created by somebody having a flat tire and spinning out, and so that put them in the position to think, okay, now we've got to get on a different strategy, go in and get tires and try to make this work.
Kevin.
This has been a masterful drive by Justin Allgaier, coming back from a spin to get to the lead against someone who everyone thought was unbeatable at this track this weekend, Austin Cindric. And I talked about how Allgaier was not someone who was a traditional road course racer, no experience before he came to stock cars. He was telling me a funny story yesterday. His very first road course race, 2008 in ARCA, New Jersey Motorsports Park on a road course. And that included some really heavyweights like Scott Speed, Justin Marks. Well, he won that race, and he admitted it was because of a lot of luck. It was fuel strategy, and then it started raining. Parker was also in that race, but after that, he went to school, literally, and learned how to do it, and now he's one of the best in this series.
And this team has been good. Remember, it was 3 years ago that Regan Smith had arguably the second best or maybe the best car on the day. Alex Tagliani in a Team Penske 22 was leading the race, came down to the last corner, a little bit of contact, and Regan Smith went through.
I'll tell you what, Austin Cindric's hanging in there. If Justin Allgaier happens to make any kind of mistake at all, you know, we saw Chase Elliott last weekend, the Cup race. Overdrive turn 1 getting in, he actually made it work, but Austin Cindric's still close enough. If Justin Allgaier has any type of issues, he's going to be right there to take advantage.
Parker?
DJ, I'm with you. I can't believe those tires were worth as much as they were for Justin Allgaier. And we know we've called this a career year for him, but what he just did there on that restart to pass all those cars, I think this is his career race, the best race I've ever seen him drive in this series. Very impressive.
Got to put together a lap and a half more, Parker. Keep it on the black, as they say, and stay ahead of Austin Cindric, who at this point is determined not to make a mistake and pressure the 7. Here comes Justin Allgaier. White flag, 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Turns left, DJ.
Yeah, coming to the most critical part right here. Just can't overdrive this corner right now. Don't want to get any wheel hop, nothing that's going to give Austin Cindric the opportunity to get to your rear bumper.
Nice and clean down to the inside. Good exit, just a little dust up. Saw this at Watkins Glen last week. Even though Truex ran out of fuel on the final lap, it was a mistake that brought him closer to Chase Elliott. Ultimately couldn't make the pass there, but that's what Cindric's hoping for.
Yeah, Chase did a nice job of recovering from that and keeping the 78 behind, just as Justin Allgaier taking advantage of the situation and opportunity that presented itself to him.
Allgaier through the gearbox, on the gas, off the gas, on the brakes. Just a few corners remaining. The left-hander lifting that tire just a little bit off the ground. And now to the final slow corners. The carousel, turn 12. The left-hander, turn 13. Justin Allgaier is going to come from behind and win at Mid-Ohio.
Awesome. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Great job there, Boogie. Really good job. Good job, guys, all day. Boys are awesome. That was pit road right there. Appreciate it. Awesome, bud. Awesome.
By pit road, he means the strategy as well as the execution, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It all worked together, and then he did an outstanding job behind the wheel.
Through this corner here, that was a site of some real trouble for Justin today, and we wondered if the 7 car would, not overheat the motor with the debris on the grill, and he got off track, maybe damage.
Yeah, just made a huge aggressive move as he, on that last restart, entered turn 2 there to take it outside once again and make the pass that created the opportunity to beat the best car here, that what it had been the best car here all day. But what a great drive by Justin Allgaier.
As Parker said, could be the drive of his career. Already with laps led at Iowa a few weeks ago, bested his laps led in a season in this series. So that tells you the kind of out frontness the 7 cars had this year in comparison to years past. Look at the crowd loving this.
He's going to do a burnout in every corner.
I was just going to say, what is this? Turn 5, get ready, turn 6. Yours is next.
Heck, why not?
Yep. Hey, he could even wheel hop it if he wanted to.
He can now, yes. Just for your friends back there in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. And acknowledging the corner workers, as is the tradition in road course racing. You see a lot of the drivers' hands out the window saying thanks for volunteering today, making this a safe race as well as a competitive one. Look at Justin Marks. Hey, buddy. Bang. Good job.
Watch now. He's just doing everything and trying to make this pass. You can see he used the bumper just a little. Got Cindric where he had to slow down just a little bit right there. And then just a huge run off of the last corner. And now he's got the preferred spot as they enter turn 1. They downshift, and his car with the fresher tires is just able to hold that line and get through there. And then doing a good job to make sure that Austin Cindric couldn't get back to his bumper right here. That's just the way it's supposed to be done right there.
Fantastic job today by that man, Justin Allgaier. We'll come back to Mid-Ohio and talk to him in Victory Lane. On a perfect afternoon for racing in Central Ohio, the 7 car has gone to Victory Lane for the 2nd time in the 6 races here that the Xfinity Series has had. Unfortunately, that means that someone did not go to Victory Lane today. Parker standing by with Austin Cindric.
Right, David, but he got out of the car with a big smile on your face. He had a dominant day. What'd you need there at the end to beat Allgaier?
New tires. Man, at least I didn't, get outdrove or, out-saved tires. We did everything we could control today. That's all you got to ask for. I got to thank PBG, everyone at Team Penske, everyone who's helped me make this year possible. Obviously, a big points day for me. Getting a stage win, which was huge. Executed on every restart. Just too bad we couldn't capitalize on a dominant car. I mean, Allgaier obviously was probably second best to us most of the weekend, so obviously the other guys brought a really good piece and deserve it. And I had every opportunity to shove them off the track, but I didn't need the win that bad and use it up later, I guess. But I'm looking forward to the playoffs. I think we can be a team that can run for the championship for.
You kept it clean, Dave.
And he did dominate the early part of the race there. Parker led 56 of the 75 laps here this afternoon, and he will be back. Let's head down to Victory Lane. Kevin Lee is there.
Justin Allgaier needed a drink. I hear the air conditioning went out. He's ready to climb on the top and the side of this Brandt Xfinity machine, hop down and celebrate win number 8 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. That was an impressive drive. How's this rank among the other ones?
Really, really high. I just can't say thank you enough to Jason, Brett, and the boys. That call there at the end was what did it. You know, Austin had the best car today, and I thought we gave it away there. We were out on the outside and got pushed off the racetrack and was able to come back. But just a testament to these guys at GM Motorsports, everybody that's part of this this awesome group. I just can't thank all of our partners enough. Obviously GM Motorsports, but Chevrolet, Brandt, Hellman's, Suavemen, Breyers, Degree, Axe, Doveman, Plus Care, Cessna, Exalta, Northeastern Supply, Canyon Bikes, AC Systems, Spyglasses. I mean, there's just so many people that are part of this program. This guy right here, Rick Brandt, Sierra Brandt, Christy Brandt, all the Brandt family, my wife and my daughter. We've been good this year, and to do it on a road course is even better. So how about that? You know, hopefully Dale Jr. and the boys had a good time on the Xfinity Twitter handle watching that one, because I feel like it was a barn burner at the end.
I think we entertained, you entertained. So you mentioned one-off. You had a few excursions. First when you were going 4 wide, and then you spun. Was there a point when you thought, all right, this is just not going to be our day today?
Yeah, a lot, actually. You know, I thought we gave it away there when I got off. And then when we got turned around, I thought, man, we're really in trouble. And you know, the pit call there at the end, I was complaining on the radio, and Jason said, man, you're not good at pit strategy here. So we came down, put 4 tires on, and obviously that was the call that did it for us. But again, hats off to these guys. This series is so much fun right now, and I'm looking forward to Bristol, but I'm really looking forward to Road America too.
Well done.
Thank you.
Justin Allgaier, win number 3 of the season, and more playoff points for the young man that is second in the championship, Parker.
Right, Kevin. The guy who tried to follow him all the way up there to victory lane, maybe get by him. Daniel Hemrick, you run 3rd. You had those new tires. You got a lot of positions there. What do you need to maybe keep up that 7 car?
I'd be lying if I told you, Parker. I'm just proud of Danny Stockman for making that call to come down and get 4 tires, at least try to give us a shot. Justin did a great job getting through traffic, and got there first, and I thought maybe had a mechanical failure there near the end. I started losing something in the back of the car, so they happily able to nurse it to the finish. And yeah, just never really got our South Wing Hotel Casino Chevrolet quite as fast as Xfinity's internet service all day, but we did a good job of executing and doing the most with what we had. And we came with a little different package what we had last year and had success, and ran 1 spot worse. But that's what this deal's all about, man. We're on this long stretch of races, and you got to battle to the end, and that's what we did. And I'm proud of that, and hopefully we take what we learned today, move forward, and unload even better when we go to the next one.
And I know you don't think about points often, but after this race, you are now back tied with Elliott Sadler for the regular season points lead. So how do you beat him?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, that's what makes this Xfinity Series as great as it is. It's seeing that point shuffle throughout the last 5 or 6 weeks. It's been incredible. I know from even a fan's perspective to see how this stuff's changing on a constant basis. So it's cool to be a part of that. It's good to know that we're putting our 21 team in contention week in and week out. And man, it's been a tough deal trying to get a finish over the last couple weeks. So happy to get back inside the top 5 and be able to contend. And hopefully we can, like I said, take what we did here, tie with the points lead again, just try to make the most of it as we go on to the next one.
Guys, it's going to come down to the wire for that regular season championship.
I think you're right, Parker. Good drive today by Daniel Hemrick. Look at the points as they are here. Ross Chastain upped his game by 9 points over on the right-hand side there, DJ.
Yep, good solid day for him. That's all you want, is to make sure that you come out with a larger lead than what you went in with. This is going to be a real battle for those 15 playoff points that come with being the regular season champ. Going to be fun to watch.
Huge bonus that they'll be going for in addition to race wins, with now 5 races remaining till the playoffs in the Xfinity Series. We'll be back with more coverage from Mid-Ohio in a moment. Finishing up at Mid-Ohio. Coming up next, Breeders' Cup Challenge Series here on NBCSN. Of course, tomorrow, big day on the network. NASCAR America pre-race starts at 1:30. Countdown to green at 2. Go racing at 2:30. Post-race coverage, and then NASCAR Victory Lap, all on NBCSN from the Michigan International Speedway. What is that, near 218 miles per hour into the turn, DJ?
Yeah.
Crazy fast.
Yeah.
They're going to take a few photos here with Justin Allgaier, the trophy, his family, and everybody else he thanked, I think, DJ.
Yes, he did. A lot of people in there, and his daughter enjoying. She's starting to enjoy Victory Lane more and more as he's won for the 3rd time now.
That's right. Hey, 4th today for Matt Tifft, Kevin.
Matt Tifft comes home fourth in his home race, just one spot off of what he did last year. What kind of issues did you have to deal with today? What was your day like?
I think I had a great day going, run inside the top 3 for a long time, running second there to Cindric, and, he had such a fast car. But I thought our Fanatics Cleveland Indians Camaro was really strong. One of our pit stops there, I think in the second stage, just had a bit of a slow stop, put us back in traffic outside the top 10. So we were able to miss some wrecks, claw our way back into the top 5. But there at the end, had some guys on tires behind me there. So, I think the 7 and the 21 were definitely on new tires, and that was helping them out. So, but overall, a great day, and great to come back to Mid-Ohio and have another great run. Thanks to all my friends and family and fans who came out here. It's definitely a big showing today.
Solid day for the 2-team and Matt Tifft, and he's still safely in the playoff positioning.
And Kevin, I just caught up with both of the Ryans. This one finished 10th. This one finished 5th. Ryan Truex, Ryan Reed. Who do we want to start with amongst you two? Because normally you run into each other.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go first.
You want to go first?
Yeah.
How was your day? It was up and down day.
It was up and down. Yeah, I'm pretty mad at myself. I wheel hopped it into 2, and we finally got some track position. I hope everyone had a lot of fun watching on Xfinity Internet, Xfinity X1 Internet, because I felt like it was a very entertaining day, up and down. And so I'm just proud of our team for battling back to another top 10, third top 10 in a row, fourth top 10 in 5 weeks. So just feel like we finally got some consistency in our drive down A1C.com Ford Mustang team.
And Ryan, you beat this Ryan by 5 positions. You had a very up and down day as yourself, finishing 3rd in stage 1 and fighting all the way back into the top 5. Take us through your day and what you fought there and how you never actually ran into him for one race in a row.
I didn't see him at all, so I didn't.
That's perfect.
I didn't have to worry about it. The one time I did see him, he had rooster tails going 30 feet behind his car. So yeah, it was a good day for us. We had a good qualifying run, so we had speed in the car. And we backed it up stage 1. A few guys pitted there, so we got a little better than we were running. But coming back through the field in stage 2 was pretty much mayhem. And a lot of guys running into each other.
This is getting awkward.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You two are the most awkward 2 friends I've ever met.
Yeah, well, you're learning a little more.
I think we can all agree the awkwardness stems from Ryan Truex more so than me.
You agree with that?
Oh, yeah. That's me, man. That's my persona. He's done.
We're done here. Anyway, you had 330 people from Leaf Filter. Did you give them a good show?
Yeah, so this was Colleague Racing's first ever top 5 at Leaf Filter's home track. Matt was here. There was 400 people right there under that big red roof cheering. I'm sure they were cheering at the end there because it was exciting. But yeah, just proud of my team. We just, we fought all day, and when we pitted there, or we didn't pit and didn't take tires, and everybody behind me did, I just sunk my head in the seat because I was like, there's no way I'm going to hold these guys up. Tires are big, but it's hard to pass at the same time. And luckily the cautions, was long enough where we had a green, white checkered, and I could hold those guys off and get us to the end.
It was a great run for both Ryans, especially for Ryan Truex, Dave.
Nothing awkward about it, Parker. 5th for Ryan Truex. By the way, Bill Elliott was on track today in the Trans Am Series, and 2 races from now, he is going to rejoin a seat of a NASCAR car in the Xfinity Series at Road America. This was his only Xfinity Series win at Watkins Glen back in 1993. He looked good that day, Dale, and he looked good today, too.
Yeah, absolutely, and certainly knows how to get it done on the road course. Got his first Cup win at Riverside, so it's going to be fun to watch him at Road America in a couple of weeks.
Here's a schedule leading up to the playoffs. Remember, the Cup Series starts in Las Vegas, but the Xfinity Series does not start till the week following in Richmond. So these are the 5 races that get you to the playoffs.
Yeah, real challenge that you got there in trying to negotiate all of these, but that's what's so great about this series.
There's awesome Bill. You recognize that blue coat, right?
Yeah. Certainly did. Everything in it. Just a great, outstanding career. It'll be fun seeing him back behind the wheel again, though.
And he has not stayed dormant behind the wheel. Raced at Pikes Peak earlier this year. Runs a lot of different things just to kind of stay active. But he surprised us all when he said he'd be behind the wheel of a GMS Racing Xfinity Series car.
Yeah, and do that. And last week to have him in victory lane, we came there. He was alongside Chase after he won his first race there. He was actually out spotting for him and then joined us in the post-race show.
That's right. In the bus stop he was. Tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern, right here on NBCSN. Make sure you tune in for racing from the Michigan International Speedway, Brooklyn, Michigan. The Irish Hills come alive, or stay alive. They've been alive all weekend with the sound of NASCAR. Victory lane continues for that guy, Justin Allgaier. We always say that the road courses deliver in NASCAR, and the action is certainly what they brought today once again. And for Justin Allgaier, it wasn't all about victory lane. It took a bit of a climb to get there, DJ.
Yeah, had a lot going on. Actually won the first stage, but then found himself back in traffic, and he and Cole Custer were having a real battle. Got him some new Goodyear Eagles and made his way up there to make that great pass going into turn 1 there.
That's right.
Going to win the race.
Could have roughed him up a lot more than he did, but used the power of fresh rubber to get by the 22, and a great launch off the final corner. Check in with the 7th place finisher, Cole Custer. Kevin's with him.
Back-to-back strong weekends on the road courses. 6th last week at Watkins Glen. We just saw that battle with the eventual winner. So that shows that you were pretty hooked up because you were racing with him for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it was a frustrating day, to say the least. I mean, our Haas Automation Mustang was really good. I thought we were a second-place car. Probably could have kept up with the 22 if we were with him, but just didn't have the right restarts go our way or anything. And I have to apologize to Justin. It worked out for him, but I kind of hit him in the wrong spot there and spun him around. But that's my fault, and I'll apologize. But we'll just move on to Bristol.
Point scoring day. How do you take from this? And nothing too huge, but really you're just worried about not losing a lot of points, yeah?
Yeah, I don't care about points. I want to win. That's what we want to do, and it's frustrating just when it doesn't go your way. But I thought, we're doing everything right. Just have to have things kind of fall in place.
He's been enjoying road courses. He's got another chance in a couple of weeks after Bristol. And then let's speak to Alex LeBay. We talked about him a little bit. He's got a little bit of a hometown feel, going to school here and just graduating recently in Ohio. Best career finish. How was your day today?
It was a good ending where we fought through a lot of adversity early on. Had a loose tie rod, had brake issues early, so it got us pretty back in the pack. But really happy with all my guys. We fought back and we got a solid top 10 there at the end. I think we ended up 9th, so it's a pretty solid day.
You've got some road course experience, but not a lot. What are you learning at this point?
A lot of the little mistake. I think with 2025 to go wheeled up a bit and going in corner 9. Just wanted to get too much out of the car and went back and we fought back through the field. It was just being patient and being smart. That's the most important part. Getting the most out of every restart because it's there's a lot to gain there, and it's we just gotta stay on track. As we can see, there's a couple of guys that were fast but got off track. But if you're there at the end, the result, and you got the speed, the result should be pretty decent.
Thanks. Nice work.
Thank you.
9th for Alex LeBay. Best finish ever in Xfinity. DJ, Dave.
Kevin, he outraced his teammate for the day, Andy Lally, and Lally finished 15th.
Yeah, good day for them, though.
Yeah, overall, absolutely. Don't forget Breeders' Cup right after we finish up things here from Mid-Ohio. Breeders' Cup Challenge Series on NBCSN. A lot to do in victory lane after you win, isn't there?
There is, yeah, but you're glad to do it, yeah.
I think there was some sponsors Tequila there, too. Why not?
Yeah.
Wheel hop.
Save it to the end.
Wheel hop. Tomorrow, NASCAR America pre-race. And then countdown to green. Then they go racing, 2:30. With post-race coverage and victory lap. To tell you all about the day from the 2 Mile Michigan International Speedway. We'll be back to wrap things up in a moment. Meanwhile, enjoy Justin.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Can anyone slow down the big 3 at NASCAR's fastest track tomorrow? We'll find out. Monster Energy Cup Series heads to Michigan tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern on NBCSN. Let's look at the Monster Energy Cup Series playoff standings, Dale. See the winners over there on the left. Surprisingly so far, one of them is not Denny Hamlin, but he's had the fastest car all weekend.
Yeah, a couple of poles that's been going, so he's got a fast race car. Now can he go finish it off? That's the one thing that I want to see. I thought Denny Hamlin would be a name that we would talk about being a part of the championship battle, and he's obviously going to make the playoffs, but hasn't been able to take those fast cars and finish off these 400- and 500-mile races. But he's very capable, so it could happen at any time. And, is somebody going to step up and beat that, what we call the big three there? The Fords were extremely fast in that first race at Michigan, but I think the Toyotas in particular have called up quite a bit.
You know what? No one beat the big two in Xfinity today.
They didn't.
We set that up properly.
Yes, exactly right.
Justin Allgaier, the winner. There he is. Christopher Bell ended up in the 11th position today. And Parker, there's a bit of a dust-up after the race. Who's involved down there?
Right, Dave Burns. It was basically Ross Chastain and Joey Gase. You guys, we saw a little bit of video on Twitter between you two. What happened out there on the racetrack?
Basically, I drove him hard into the key and passed him clean, and he left the hole open. I went there, and I had the 5 right on me. I had to go. And then going to the S's, he hit me, I don't know, 3 or 4 different turns and never got off my bumper and pushed me into the sand. So I don't really appreciate that a whole lot. He's kind of Johnny Davis's golden child and can't do anything wrong, and he forgets that we're right there with him now. And the funny thing is, he also forgets is that he's trying to get in the chase, and the only way we can do that is we win. So he's trying to do that off a point. So can make that really, really difficult for him. And people just got to remember that we're here to race too. People are used to me. I mean, this is the most sponsorship I ever had, so this is the best I've ever ran this year, and we're improving every race. So people forget, I guess, where I've been and where I am now. So I guess that's pretty much all I got to say. But I just got to thank Sparks Energy and Patrick and Bobby Dotter and Archie and everyone for giving me this opportunity, and we'll just keep on getting better every week.
Well, guys, you heard it there from Joey. Might make it a little tough on Ross going forward here after that sort of aggressive race. And we've called these tracks basically the road courses like short tracks, and obviously we're seeing some tempers there here.
Parker, we'll see if we can get a look at what Joey was talking about. This is some of that was the punt right there, according to Joey. And you can see it bent up the hood on Ross's car.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid hit there. Yeah, that's been pretty aggressive, but we don't know everything that took place before that. So I'm sure that if we were able to talk to Ross Chastain, we might get a little different view of it, because seldom do two drivers have the same view whenever you get into these situations. But we've talked about these road courses, between the road courses and the restrictor plate races and the short tracks, tempers are going to flare.
And Joey said, I've had enough, and I'm just going to stand up for myself today.
That's what you have to do.
Speak my piece. You saw he was talking with his owner, Bobby Dotter, down there and kind of assessing the day. Gase, for his part, ended up in, I saw him a minute ago, DJ.
24th.
24th for Joey. Whereas Chastain went on to 16th. Spencer Gallagher had a good day, Kevin. He came home 8th.
He did, and that's by far the best result he's had in the Xfinity cars on the road course. So how was it?
Oh, man, that was a pretty cool race out of Mid-Ohio. Bit of a melee, but, this is a short track of road courses, so you got to expect that. But this Allegiant Travel Chevy team did a great job. I got to thank GMS Racing so much. They brought me a great car. Pit crew was great all day. Got to thank everyone that's involved in this operation. GMS Racing, GMS Fab. Got to thank Xfinity for being in the series with their great internet. They're doing wonderful things for us. But, man, it was pretty cool. We had to start pretty deep in the field, 20th, and, I knew we needed to find some pace and find some track position, and that's exactly what we did. So my boys at GMS did a great job today, and I couldn't have been happier with today's result.
You're probably not surprised that somebody's mad at somebody else. It's pretty easy to get mad because this is a full contact track.
Yeah, about the only way around someone here is with the old front bumper and the sides of your car. So it's no surprise that people get a little agitated, a little hot around here. Lord knows I put 1 or 2 fenders to some people myself today, and that's just how you got to do it at a place like this.
Nice run. He's got a win already this year. Now his best road course result, 8th at Mid-Ohio today for Spencer Gallagher.
And part of that action, DJ, I was looking at how many cars finished on the lead lap.
Yeah.
And I've got 29. And so anytime you get off from a little contact there, it really messes up your day because everyone's running on the lead lap.
Yeah, and great to see a young man that doesn't have a ton of road course experience, but get out and has a great smile, enjoyed his day at a place that is very, very tough to pass.
Spencer Gallagher back on track in the 23 car.
This might be one of the longer victory lane celebrations, though. But Justin doesn't care. He'll stay there tomorrow.
He absolutely will.
Of course, there's a lot to do tomorrow. He'll want to get home before 1:30.
Well, that's true. 1:30 for pre-race, countdown to green, and then the race, which should be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Very entertaining.
And then we might have to cover a scuffle after a race, too, right?
Very highly possible, yes.
That's what post-race is all about. We've had a good time today. Dale, your impressions of Justin Allgaier, the road course racer?
You know, he showed it last week. We talked about him last week at Watkins Glen. What an outstanding job that he did to finish third there. So he's got a third and a first. The passes that he made to get himself in position and then take the lead. Showing himself as a definite contender for the championship. Locked into the playoffs now with his victories, trying to pile on the points. For our entire crew from Lexington, Ohio, we thank you for joining us this afternoon to see Justin Allgaier go to victory lane. Now let's go to the Breeders' Cup Challenge Series live at Arlington Park.